Sebelum acara dimulai, saya akan membacakan susunan acara kegiatan pada siang hari ini hingga malam nanti. Pertama, pembukaan. Kedua, launching Mars AIPNI, persembahan lagu dan tari. Ketiga, penyerahan sertifikat anggota AIPNI baru. Keempat, seminar internasional. Kelima, diskusi kerjasama dengan PBRI Thailand dan Institusi Pendidikan Keperawatan Filipina. Keenam, pentas pertunjukan Ramayana Balet di Candi Prambanan.
Tanpa mengurangi rasa hormat kepada Bapak dan Ibu hadirin sekalian, selama acara berlangsung untuk menjaga kehikmatan. Terima kasih. Bapak Ibu hadirin sekalian, mari bersama kita menyimak safety briefing yang akan disampaikan oleh Rich Hotel Yogyakarta. Kepada yang bertugas kami silakan.
Selamat datang di The Rich Jogja Hotel. Keselamatan Anda menjadi prioritas bagi kami. Kami akan menjelaskan prosedur keamanan dan keselamatan di The Rich Jogja Hotel pada saat terjadinya keadaan darurat. Terima kasih atas perhatian Anda. Hotel kami memiliki 10 meeting room di basement, di lantai MZ, lantai 10, dan ballroom berada di lantai 2. Saat ini Anda berada di salah satu ruang rapat kami. Semua ruang rapat kami dilengkapi dengan alat pemadam kebakaran, alat percikan air, alat pendeteksi asap, kotak hidran, serta lampu emergensi. Jika Anda berada di ruang rapat kami yang terletak di basement, saat keadaan darurat, harap menuju ke jalur evakuasi melalui tangga yang menuju ke lobi, keluar menuju titik kumpul. Jika Anda berada di ruang rapat kami yang terletak di lantai MZ, saat keadaan darurat, harap menuju ke jalur evakuasi melalui tangga menuju ke lantai 9, menuju ke lobi, menuju titik kumpul. Jika Anda berada di ruang lavender, saat keadaan darurat, harap menuju ke jalur evakuasi melalui pintu yang berada di sebelah lift, kemudian turun tangga menuju ke lantai 9, menuju lobi, kemudian menuju keluar ke arah titik kumpul. Jika saat ini Anda berada di ballroom di lantai 3, apabila terjadi keadaan darurat, Anda dapat menuju ke jalur evakuasi, yaitu jalur evakuasi arah selatan dapat diakses melalui tangga menuju ke lobi. Jalur di arah barat melalui tangga, kemudian keluar menuju titik kumpul. The Rich Hotel memiliki 2 tempat titik kumpul atau assembly point, yaitu area belakang hotel dan area depan hotel. Hotel ini juga dilengkapi dengan 138 CCTV yang dimonitor dari ruang kontrol selama 24 jam. Ruang musola kami berada di lantai bawah di area basement. Jika terjadi keadaan darurat atau terdengar suara alarm, harap jangan panik. Petugas kami akan mengarahkan Anda menuju titik kumpul. Sebagai informasi tambahan, dilarang meninggalkan barang berharga saat meninggalkan ruangan. Terima kasih atas kepercayaan Anda. Selamat beraktivitas.
Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan.
Selamat datang Sugeng Rawuh di daerah istimewa Yogyakarta.
Yang terhormat, Pelaksana Tugas Kepala LL Dikti Wilayah 5 Daerah Istimewa Yogyakarta. Yang kami hormati, Ketua Umum AIPNI,
Profesor Liao Sok Ying, Asisten Profesor Dr. Komolrad Turner.
Dan yang kami banggakan, seluruh pengurus dan anggota AIPNI dari seluruh Indonesia.
Selamat datang pada acara pembukaan rapat tahunan anggota AIPNI 2023.
yang diselenggarakan hari ini, Rabu 4 Oktober 2023 hingga Jumat 6 Oktober 2023.
Welcome to the opening of annual member meeting of the Association of Indonesia Nursing Education Center.
Pengurus AIPNI memasuki ruangan. Hadirin dimohon berdiri.
The leaders of Association of Indonesia Nursing Education Center entering the room.
Rombongan pengurus pusat AIPNI terdiri dari pengurus harian, para ketua bidang, dan para ketua AIPNI regional. Rombongan ini diiringi gamelan kebogiro, merupakan musik gamelan tradisional yang biasanya mengiringi pertemuan pengantin. Kebogiro berasal dari kata hubu, memiliki arti cinta dan kasih sayang, sedangkan kata giroh memiliki arti sebagai unsur jiwa yang menjaga kehidupan dan ketulusan hati, sehingga kedua kata tersebut dimaknai sebagai pertemuan kasih sayang dan keinginan jiwa yang mendalam. Seperti pengurus AIPNI yang memiliki kecintaan yang mendalam untuk memajukan pendidikan keperawatan Indonesia.
This is a welcoming ceremony with traditional music gamelan from Yogyakarta titled Kebogiro. The gamelan Kebogiro itself comes from the word hubbu, means love and affection. Meanwhile, the word giro means the element of the soul that maintains life and sincerity. So these two words means a meeting of affection and deep soul desires. As the leaders of INEG, who have sincere love and actions to improve the nursing education in Indonesia.
Menyanyikan lagu Indonesia Raya.
The national anthem, Indonesia Raya.
Hadirin, disilakan duduk kembali.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may now sit.
Bapak, Ibu, dan hadirin sekalian, itu tadi adalah tari Sekar Puji Astuti, persembahan dari Universitas Gadjah Mada. Tarian ini adalah tari klasik dari Yogyakarta. Tarian ini syarat akan rasa syukur kepada Tuhan. Gerak lemah lembut, tenang dan anggun merupakan salah satu bentuk pujian dan syukur untuk Sang Maha Pencipta. Tarian ini sering ditampilkan untuk menyambut tamu.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Sekar Puji Astuti traditional dance performed by dancer trained by Mrs. Sinta Restu Wibawa, a talented lecturer from Universitas Gadjah Mada. This is a classical dance from Yogyakarta. This dance, gratitude towards God, gentle, calm, and graceful movements are a form of praise and gratitude to the Almighty Creator. This dance is often performed to welcome guests.
Acara selanjutnya, pembacaan doa kepada yang terhormat Bapak Aristiawan S. Kepnas MHPE disilahkan.
The prayer to Mr. Ari Setiawan, Master of Health Professional Education. Time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kepada Bapak Ibu hadirin yang kami hormati, marilah sejenak kita tundukkan kepala kita untuk memohon doa kepada Allah Subhanahu wa taala agar diberikan keberkahan untuk kegiatan kita hari ini. Mohon maaf Bapak Ibu, kita ulangi ya. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin hamdan syakirin hamdan na'imin hamdan yuwafi'u ni'amahu wa yukafi'u mazidah ya rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhikal karimi wa atimi sultanik. Allahumma sholli ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Allahumma afini fi badani, Allahumma afini fi sa'mihi, Allahumma afini fi basari, Allahumma afini fi qalbi. Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'an wa rizqan thayyiban wa amalan muttaqabbalan. Allahumma ya Allah ya sami'ud du'a. Pada pagi hari yang berbahagia ini, dengan segala kebesaran dan keagungan asma-Mu ya Allah, kami dengan hati yang tertunduk menghaturkan munajat kehadirat-Mu. Kami adalah hamba yang lemah, hanya berkat kemurahan dan kasih sayang-Mu ya Allah, kami dapat berkumpul di tempat yang bersahaja ini untuk melangsungkan kegiatan RTA AIPNI. Padamu kami memohon ya Allah, jadikanlah kegiatan kami RTA AIPNI ini penuh berkah, ridho dan rahmat-Mu. Ya Allah, ya Rasid, jagalah akal fikiran kami agar senantiasa bisa memberikan ide, gagasan dan inovasi demi perkembangan pendidikan di negeri ini. Ya Allah, ya Rabbal Izzati, tundukkanlah hati dan ego kami agar dapat menerima setiap usulan, argumentasi, serta menerima setiap keputusan yang telah disepakati demi perkembangan pendidikan di negeri ini. Ya Allah, ya Syafi, sehatkanlah fisik, pendengaran, penglihatan hati kami agar senantiasa mampu melangkahkan kaki untuk berkontribusi dalam mewujudkan sistem pendidikan yang lebih baik demi masa depan anak didik kami. Rabbana dzulamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Laporan Ketua Panitia kepada yang terhormat Bapak Kudasi Aulawi SKP MKes MNSC PhD disilahkan.
The Chairman of the Committee report to Mr. Kudasi Aulawi PhD. Please welcome to the stage.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat siang, salam sejahtera buat kita semua. Biar tidak tegang seperti pembaca doa, padahal beliaunya biasanya itu seorang ustadz ya. Saya akan awali dengan sebuah pantun dulu ini, biar pecah suasana gitu ya. Walaupun pantun ini nanti menyebutkan tokoh politik, tapi tidak ada kaitannya dengan politik. Mohon maaf nih, Prof. Calon Presiden tahun 2024
Cakep.
telah terdengar di telinga kita.
Cakep.
Ada Pak Prabowo, ada Pak Ganjar Pramono, maaf, ada Pak Ganjar Pranowo. Saya juga salah ini ya.
Ulangi lagi Pak.
Dan ada Pak Anies Baswedan dan Cak Imin. RTA 22 ke-22 tahun 2003 ada di Yogyakarta. Semoga menjadi kenangan indah buat Bapak Ibu semua.
Luar
Amin.
biasa.
Allahumma amin. Baik, yang kami hormati PLT LLD di wilayah 5 Daerah Istimewa Yogyakarta, Profesor TRH Aris Junaidi PhD, terima kasih Prof, sehat selalu. Kemudian great speaker Prof Sok Yang Leo from National University of Singapore, welcome to Yogyakarta. Also Professor Dr. Kamalrat Turner from Praboro Marachanok Institute of Thailand, welcome also to Yogyakarta. Yang kami hormati Ketua Umum AIPNI, Dr. Agus SKPM NDN, para profesor, para guru besar, para penasihat AIPNI, para wakil ketua pengurus AIPNI, para ketua bidang pengurus AIPNI, para pimpinan institusi, para peserta AIPNI ke-22 di Yogyakarta yang kami cintai. Kami sampaikan bahwa sampai hari ini jumlah peserta yang mengikuti RTA berjumlah 573 peserta dari 13 regional, dan ini masih sebagian masih di dalam perjalanan. Kemudian kami sampaikan juga format RTA kali ini, di samping tentu saja tujuan utamanya adalah bagaimana meningkatkan isu-isu, meningkatkan kualitas pendidikan keperawatan di Indonesia yang nanti akan dibahas sesuai dengan isu-isu terbaru di setiap bidang. Kami juga mengadakan capacity building untuk mengakrabkan para anggota AIPNI. Kemudian juga untuk pertama kalinya kita mengadakan turnamen dalam rangka Ketua AIPNI Cup yang diadakan 1 hari sebelumnya berupa pertandingan tenis meja. Dan diikuti oleh semua dari regional, ada 16 peserta untuk turnamen pingpong, dan ada 4 peserta atletnya dari para ibu-ibu atau perempuan. Kita tepuk tangan untuk atlet dari perempuan. Panitia cukup kewalahan untuk ibu-ibu yang main pingpong ini karena mereka ternyata imbang gitu ya, saling mengalahkan, sehingga untuk menentukan babak selanjutnya harus betul-betul teliti. Kemudian kami mengucapkan terima kasih yang sebesar-besarnya kepada pimpinan pusat AIPNI, kepada seluruh pimpinan institusi di Regional 8 yang telah membantu pelaksanaan RTA ini dengan mengirimkan semua staf mahasiswa dan staf pendiknya, termasuk juga armada untuk kesuksesan acara ini. Terima kasih sekali lagi, tepuk tangan untuk pimpinan institusi di Regional 8. Kami atas nama panitia sudah berusaha semaksimal mungkin menyambut tamu dengan sebaik-baiknya, tapi tentu saja kami merasa bahwa masih banyak kekurangan di sana-sini Untuk hal tersebut kami mohon maaf yang sebesar-besarnya. Demikian saya kira sambutan dari Ketua Panitia dan selamat datang di Yogyakarta. Semoga seperti pantun yang saya sebutkan di awal tadi. Saya akhiri sekian. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih. Beri tepuk tangan untuk Bapak Kaudasi Aulawi. Selanjutnya, sambutan Ketua Umum AIPNI kepada yang terhormat Bapak Agustiawan SKP MNDN disilahkan.
Welcoming remark from the President of Association of Indonesia Nursing Education Center to Mr. Agus Setiawan MNDN. Please welcome to the stage.
Selamat siang, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sehat, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Beli jeans di kampung rambutan. Mohon izin memberi sambutan. Yang sama-sama kami hormati Profesor Aris Junedi, Kepala LDIKTI Wilayah Yogyakarta, Ketua dan anggota Dewan Pengawas dan anggota, hadir bersama kita Bapak Dr. Muhammad Hadi dan Profesor Nur Salam, kemudian pimpinan dan pengurus pusat AIPNI, para ketua pengurus regional 1 sampai dengan regional 13, pimpinan institusi, rektor, direktur, dekan, kaprodi, keperawatan, anggota AIPNI, distinguished speakers and guests, Professor Soking Lo from Singapore, Dr. Papasom, Vice President of PBRI, and also Dr. Kamura Turner and the team from PBRI Thailand, dan para hadirin dan undangan sekalian. Pertama tentu kita memanjatkan puji dan syukur kepada Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, Tuhan yang Maha Esa, atas limpahan nikmat dan rahmatnya hari ini kita bisa hadir dan berkumpul di Yogyakarta dalam rangka rapat tahunan anggota AIPNI yang ke-22. Bapak Kepala LDIKTI, Prof. Aris yang kami hormati dan para tamu undangan, izinkan kami secara singkat menyampaikan sedikit tentang AIPNI, meskipun Prof. Aris tentu sudah lama sekali bersama kita, terutama saat beliau menjadi Direktur Belmawa di Dirjen Dikti. Jadi AIPNI ini saat ini keanggotaannya sudah lebih dari 350 institusi dari seluruh perguruan tinggi, baik perguruan tinggi negeri maupun swasta yang tersebar di seluruh provinsi, dari Sabang sampai Merauke, yang lulusannya setidaknya mengisi 50% dari tenaga kesehatan di Indonesia. Tujuan AIPNI tentu menjadi wadah bagi institusi penyelenggara pendidikan tinggi keperawatan untuk menghasilkan lulusan nurse yang berkualitas, setara, berkemajuan, dan didaya gunakan secara global. Kegiatan yang kita selenggarakan 2 hari ini merupakan rangkaian RTA yang nanti akan diawali oleh kegiatan internasional secara luring dan daring secara hybrid yang menghadirkan para pembicara dan peserta yang tidak hanya dari dalam negeri tapi juga dari luar negeri. Rapat tahunan anggota AIPNI ini merupakan amanat dari anggaran dasar dan anggaran rumah tangga, dan kegiatan di Jogja pada 3 hari ini telah ditetapkan pada rapat tahunan anggota yang diselenggarakan tahun lalu di Medan, Sumatera Utara. Rapat tahunan anggota merupakan forum konsolidasi organisasi dan anggota AIPNI sekaligus mengevaluasi kegiatan-kegiatan yang telah dilaksanakan dan menentukan strategi ke depan. Pada RTA kali ini juga didiseminasikan hasil-hasil penelitian yang sudah mendapatkan hibah dari INEC Award. Tema RTA tahun ini adalah penguatan pendidikan tinggi keperawatan dalam mendukung transformasi di bidang pendidikan dan kesehatan di era digital. Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, seperti kita ketahui bersama bahwa saat ini pemerintah sedang mendorong dilakukannya percepatan pembangunan untuk menyongsong Indonesia emas di tahun 2045, di mana Indonesia akan menghadapi 100 tahun kemerdekaannya. Di tahun tersebut tentu diharapkan Indonesia menjadi kekuatan ekonomi besar dan menjadi negara maju yang setara dengan negara-negara maju yang lain. Ini tentunya bertujuan untuk kesejahteraan masyarakat Indonesia dan untuk itu diperlukan SDM yang handal, sehat, dan berdaya saing. Dalam bidang kesehatan, pemerintah mendorong percepatan pembangunan dengan melakukan transformasi kesehatan dengan 6 pilar yang sama-sama kita sudah ketahui bersama, yang diamanatkan dalam Permen tahun 15 tahun 2022, yang dalam implementasinya diperkuat dengan undang-undang yang baru saja lahir, Undang-Undang Kesehatan nomor 17 tahun 2023. Tentu secara langsung atau tidak langsung undang-undang ini mempunyai dampak terhadap perkembangan pendidikan tinggi keperawatan di Indonesia. Secara khusus tentu AIPNI memberikan perhatian utamanya terkait dengan bagaimana implikasi undang-undang ini terhadap pendidikan tinggi keperawatan. Salah satu peran AIPNI sebagai mitra strategis pemerintah adalah mengawal implementasi dan turunan peraturan undang-undang ini, peraturan di bawahnya untuk memastikan bahwa lahirnya undang-undang ini adalah untuk kemaslahatan masyarakat dan tenaga kesehatan. Tidak hanya dalam bidang kesehatan, dalam bidang pendidikan, pemerintah juga terus mendorong transformasi di bidang pendidikan dengan kebijakan Merdeka Belajar dan Kampus Merdeka yang baru-baru ini sudah dirilis, yaitu Permen nomor 53 tahun 2023 dengan kebijakan MBKM yang mendorong penguatan untuk dosen, mahasiswa, dan kurikulum pendidikan untuk memastikan mahasiswa memiliki kompetensi yang dapat menjawab tantangan yang semakin dinamis dan beradaptasi dengan perkembangan teknologi yang begitu cepat. Dan pada RTA kali ini akan didiskusikan bagaimana pelaksanaan standar nasional pendidikan di Prodi Sarjana Keperawatan dan Nurse yang menghadirkan narasumber dari Kementerian Kesehatan dan Kementerian Pendidikan. Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, RTA tahun 2023 ini tentu sangat spesial dibandingkan tahun-tahun sebelumnya karena pertama kali dilakukan secara full luring. Jadi kalau tahun lalu di Medan seminarnya dilakukan secara daring, kemudian rapat tahunan anggotanya dilakukan secara luring, maka pada tahun ini seminar, conference, dan sekaligus rapat tahunan anggota diselenggarakan secara luring. Dan tentu kami melihat antusiasme dan semangat anggota untuk hadir ke Jogja untuk mensukseskan RTA kali ini. Sudah hadir bersama kita dari Regional 1 sampai Regional 13. Mohon berdiri delegasi dari Sumatera, Regional 1, 2, 3, dan 4. Dari Aceh, Sumatera Utara, Sumatera Barat, Sumatera Selatan, sampai dengan Lampung. Terima kasih, mungkin sebagian masih di perjalanannya. Kemudian dari Jakarta, silakan berdiri dari Regional 5. Jakarta, masih pada di Malioboro ya. Terima kasih. Regional 6 Jawa Barat. Wah, ini Regional 6 Jawa Barat. Terima kasih. Dari Jawa Tengah, dari Jawa Tengah, tetangga terdekat kita dengan komandannya Pak Fatul Mubin. Terima kasih. Kemudian dan tuan rumah Regional Yogyakarta yang telah memberikan pelayanan kepada kita semua. Nah, Yogyakarta hampir sebagian besar dari Yogyakarta. Kemudian Regional 9 dari Jawa Timur. Nah, Jawa Timur luar biasa. Tadi pagi hadir khusus 1 gerbong, ya, dikomandani oleh Prof. Yusuf dengan kereta Sansaka. Ya. Kemudian dari Sulawesi, ya, dari Sulawesi, silakan berdiri Regional 12. Wah, ini dia teman dari Sulawesi. Kemudian dari Bali dan Nusa Tenggara, Regional 10, silakan. Nah, ini dari Bali dan Nusa Tenggara. Kemudian Regional Kalimantan khusus mencarter 1 pesawat, ya, dari Kalimantan. Silakan berdiri. Dan terakhir tentu saudara kita yang paling jauh dari Regional 13 wilayah Maluku dan Papua yang mungkin sudah berangkat dari Papua sejak 2 hari yang lalu ya. Atas nama pimpinan dan seluruh anggota AIPNI kami mengucapkan terima kasih kepada pemerintah dan masyarakat Yogyakarta yang telah menerima kami dengan penuh kehangatan dan memfasilitasi kegiatan rapat tahunan anggota tahun ini. Terima kasih juga kami sampaikan kepada panitia, khususnya AIPNI Regional 8 yang telah bekerja keras dan memberikan pelayanan kepada seluruh anggota untuk penyelenggaraan kegiatan kali ini. And special thanks goes to our speakers and also delegates from National University of Singapore, Professor Sok Ying Liao and Dr. Kamura Turner, and also Dr. Kopasom, and also the delegates from PBRI. We are grateful to have you with us this afternoon and tomorrow. Hope you enjoy Yogyakarta, and we do hope that this event is not only a place where we can start a relationship to share best practice or what have you done in Singapore and Thailand, but also open a new door for stronger collaboration in the future. Kami juga mengucapkan terima kasih kepada pimpinan, pengurus pusat, regional, dan seluruh anggota AIPNI yang telah meluangkan waktu, pikiran, serta biaya sehingga RTA tahun ini bisa berjalan sukses. Dan tidak lupa juga terima kasih kepada para sponsor dari Elsevier, BNI, and also our colleagues from Singapore, Zephyr, Pak Umar Lodi, and the team, dan tentu sponsor-sponsor lain yang telah mendukung baik secara moral maupun material. Sebagai penutup, izinkan kami juga menyampaikan sebuah pantun. Pesiar ke Jogja, penuh romansa. Beli bakpia patok rasa keju. RTA AIPNI 2023 luar biasa untuk institusi keperawatan Indonesia yang semakin maju.
Ya,
Terima kasih.
luar biasa.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih. Sekali lagi beri tepuk tangan untuk Ketua Umum AIPNI. Oh, udah. Acara selanjutnya, sambutan pelaksana tugas Kepala LL Dikti Wilayah 5 Daerah Istimewa Yogyakarta kepada yang terhormat Profesor Dr. Hewan Aris Junaidi, PhD, disilahkan.
Welcoming remark from the head of LLDT Yogyakarta to Professor Aris Junaidi, time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat siang, salam sehat dan salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Yang sama-sama kita hormati Bapak Ketua Umum AIPNI, Bapak Agus Setiawan, SKP MNDN, dan segenap jajaran pengurus pusat AIPNI, termasuk Bapak Pembina dan Pengawas, Prof. Nur dan Bapak Muhammad Hadi, dan seluruh jajaran dari regional 1 sampai yang hadir semuanya. Dan juga yang kami hormati narasumber pada hari ini, Distinguished Honorable Speaker, Prof. Sok Ying Liao, Head of Nursing from the National University of Singapore, Associate Professor Dr. Komarat Dana, Dean of the Faculty of Nursing, Prabowo Maharaj Hanuk, Institute of Thailand, dan seluruh tamu hadirin yang tidak bisa kami sebutkan satu persatu. Pertama-tama tentu saja marilah kita panjatkan puji syukur kehadirat Tuhan Yang Maha Kuasa yang telah memberikan nikmat sehat kepada kita semua, sehingga kita diberi kesempatan untuk hadir dan berkumpul di acara yang sangat penting ini, yaitu rapat tahunan anggota AIPNI yang ke-22 dalam keadaan sehat walafiat. Atas nama Lembaga Layanan Pendidikan Tinggi Wilayah 5 Yogyakarta, kami mengucapkan apresiasi kepada AIPNI yang senantiasa berkomitmen dalam meningkatkan kualitas pendidikan keperawatan di Indonesia. Penyelenggaraan rapat tahunan anggota AIPNI ini diharapkan dapat menjadi kesempatan berharga untuk berdiskusi, berbagi ide, dan juga tentu merumuskan langkah-langkah strategis untuk masa depan pendidikan keperawatan di Indonesia sehingga dapat terus berkembang dan mampu beradaptasi dengan perubahan zaman serta memiliki daya saing global. RTA Dikti Wilayah 5 juga akan terus mendukung inisiatif dan upaya untuk memfasilitasi peningkatan kualitas baik sumber daya manusia maupun kolaborasi antar institusi dalam mendukung perkembangan pendidikan keperawatan khususnya di era digital saat ini. Bapak Ibu hadirin yang berbahagia, sesuai dengan tema rapat tahunan, yaitu penguatan pendidikan tinggi keperawatan dalam mendukung transformasi di bidang pendidikan dan kesehatan di era digital, ini sangatlah relevan dengan perkembangan terkini di dunia pendidikan dan juga kesehatan. Kemajuan teknologi saat ini tidak bisa dipisahkan dari kehidupan masyarakat. Berbagai informasi yang terjadi di berbagai belahan dunia dapat dengan mudah kita ketahui berkat kemajuan teknologi. Lebih daripada itu, era digital telah mengubah banyak aspek dalam kehidupan kita, termasuk di dunia pendidikan dan kesehatan, terutama keperawatan. Di samping itu, era digital juga membawa tantangan dan peluang yang besar, dan lembaga pendidikan tinggi keperawatan harus bekerja sama untuk menjawab tantangan ini. Perawat mempunyai peranan yang sangat penting dalam dunia kesehatan dan merupakan pasukan terdepan dalam penanganan kesehatan masyarakat. Perawat memiliki kompetensi utama berupa asuhan keperawatan yang mencakup promotif, preventif, kuratif, dan pemulihan kesehatan. Perawat juga memiliki kewenangan klinis yang bisa memberikan layanan primer pada tingkat individu, keluarga, dan masyarakat. Menurut data di BPS, ada 563.739 perawat di Indonesia pada tahun 2022. Jumlah tersebut meningkat 10,28% dibandingkan tahun sebelumnya, yaitu 511.191 orang. Dari 34 provinsi di Indonesia, Daerah Istimewa Yogyakarta tercatat di urutan ke-18 dengan jumlah perawat 10.866 dan ketersediaan tenaga kesehatan di DIY tersebut sudah mencukupi pada kondisi yang normal. Mempertimbangkan peran penting perawat tersebut, maka penguatan pendidikan tinggi keperawatan adalah kunci dalam mendukung transformasi di bidang pendidikan dan kesehatan di era digital ini. Salah satu penguatan yang dapat dilakukan perguruan tinggi adalah mengintegrasikan teknologi dalam kurikulum di mana mencakup penggunaan simulasi medis, perangkat lunak manajemen informasi kesehatan, dan teknologi lainnya yang relevan dengan praktek keperawatan modern. Perguruan tinggi juga harus mendukung penelitian dan inovasi dalam bidang teknologi kesehatan. Bagi mahasiswa keperawatan, mereka harus mendapatkan pelatihan dalam pemahaman dan penggunaan teknologi seperti mengoperasikan perangkat medis yang canggih saat ini, juga menggunakan perangkat lunak manajemen informasi kesehatan, dan memahami aspek keamanan data dalam praktek perawatan. Selain keterampilan klinis, mahasiswa keperawatan juga harus mengembangkan keahlian digital dalam pengolahan data, analisa data kesehatan, dan juga pemahaman tentang tren teknologi kesehatan seperti kecerdasan buatan dan Internet of Things. Dan selain itu, dalam menghadapi teknologi kesehatan yang semakin canggih, para perawat juga perlu memahami dan mematuhi etika digital dalam merawat pasien dan mengelola data kesehatan seperti melindungi privasi pasien dan menghindari penyalahgunaan informasi kesehatan. Berbicara investasi untuk keperawatan di masa depan, dunia keperawatan modern saat ini sebenarnya juga telah beradaptasi dengan perkembangan teknologi dan kondisi yang ada. Sebut saja ada telenursing, praktek keperawatan jarak jauh, menggunakan teknologi telekomunikasi, di mana praktek ini mengalami kenaikan kepopulerannya pada masa pandemi COVID-19. Oleh karena itu, dengan penguatan pendidikan tinggi keperawatan yang sesuai dengan perkembangan teknologi, diharapkan lulusan perawat akan siap menghadapi tantangan di era digital dan dapat memberikan perawatan yang lebih baik dan lebih efisien serta berkontribusi pada transformasi positif dalam bidang pendidikan dan kesehatan. Bapak Ibu hadirin yang saya hormati, demikian beberapa hal yang dapat kami sampaikan pada kesempatan ini. Semoga rapat tahunan AIPNI kedua-dua dapat mencapai kemajuan yang signifikan dalam penguatan pendidikan tinggi keperawatan di Indonesia, serta dapat menghasilkan pemikiran yang inovatif dan solutif yang konstruktif dalam mendukung perubahan positif di bidang pendidikan keperawatan. Demikian, kurang lebihnya mohon maaf. Billahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih kami sampaikan kepada Profesor Aris Junaidi atas sambutan yang diberikan. Boleh berikan tepuk tangan lagi Bapak Ibu sekalian untuk pelaksana tugas Kepala LL Dikti Wilayah Yogyakarta.
Bapak, Ibu, dan hadirin sekalian, selanjutnya, rapat tahunan anggota AIPNI secara resmi akan dibuka oleh Ketua Umum AIPNI.
Ladies and gentlemen, official opening of the annual member meeting of the Association of Indonesian Nursing Education Center 2023.
Kepada Ketua Umum AIPNI, Bapak Agus Setiawan SKP MNDN, disilakan untuk membuka rapat tahunan anggota AIPNI 2023 secara simbolis dengan memukul gong. Mohon dapat mendampingi Bapak Pelaksana Tugas Kepala LL Dikti, Sekretaris Jenderal AIPNI, Pengurus Harian, dan Kepala Bidang.
To the President of INEC, Dr. Agus Setiawan, please welcome to the stage to officially open the meeting. The Head of LL Dikti, the Secretary of General of INEC, the leaders of INEC, please also welcome to the stage. Ya, baik, kepada Dr. Agus Setiawan disilakan untuk officially open the meeting.
Beri tepuk tangan untuk rapat tahunan anggota AIPNI 2023. Dengan dipukulnya gong oleh Ketua Umum AIPNI secara resmi, maka acara rapat tahunan anggota AIPNI telah resmi dibuka. Dan sebagai informasi, kegiatan RTA AIPNI ini turut didukung oleh rekan-rekan kita Elsevier, Savior, IDS Med, and Smart Pacific. Untuk selanjutnya adalah sesi foto bersama.
For the official opening of the annual member meeting Association of Indonesian Nursing Education Center 2023. This event is supported by Elsevier, the Xavier, IDS Med, and Smart Pacific. You can come and know more about them by visiting their booth outside this room. Please give rounded applause to all of the leaders of INEC.
Bapak Ibu hadirin sekalian dapat berkenalan dengan sponsor kita dengan mendatangi stand yang ada di luar ruangan ini di sela-sela kegiatan RTA. Bapak Ibu hadirin yang berbahagia,
Launching Mars AIPNI.
Bapak Ibu hadirin sekalian, seperti kita ketahui bersama, beberapa waktu yang lalu telah diselenggarakan Lomba Cipta Lagu Mars AIPNI yang dimenangkan oleh Universitas Negeri Jember. Syair Mars AIPNI memiliki makna perjuangan organisasi yang selaras dengan visi, misi, dan tujuan dari asosiasi. Pada syair digambarkan bahwa AIPNI adalah penggerak bagi cita-cita kesehatan bangsa Indonesia yang mengharapkan tenaga kesehatan profesional. Melalui pendidikan profesi nes yang mampu menghasilkan nes bermartabat, unggul dalam kualitas keilmuan, serta memiliki wawasan global.
The INEC marching song means organizational struggle which is in line with the vision, mission, and goals of the association. It is described that INEC is the driving force for better Indonesian health by educating future nurses who have dignity, scientific, and have global insight.
Marilah kita dengarkan Mars AIPNI yang dilantunkan untuk pertama kalinya pada acara RTA AIPNI di Yogyakarta hari ini oleh paduan suara Melody of Aisyah Voice dari Universitas Aisyah Yogyakarta.
Ladies and gentlemen, a masterpiece from Nursing Student University of Jember, the INEC marching song by the Melody of Aisyah Voice from Aisyah University of Yogyakarta.
Sekali lagi, beri tepuk tangan untuk Mars AIPNI karya Universitas Negeri Jember. Selanjutnya, persembahan lagu dari Melody of Aisyah Voice berjudul Koyo Jogja Istimewa.
Ladies and gentlemen, Koyo Jogja Istimewa by the Melody of Aisyah Voice from the University of Aisyah Yogyakarta.
Kami persilahkan kepada Bapak Ibu peserta RTA untuk berdiri dan bisa berjoget.
Oke, yang peregangan setelah perjalanan jauh.
Luar biasa, sekali lagi beri tepuk tangan untuk paduan suara Aisyah Voice. Kowe ojo semelang, tresnoku ra bakal ilang. Jogja istimewa, Jogja di hati.
Selalu di hati, selalu istimewa.
Selanjutnya, persembahan tari golek ayun-ayun dari Stikes Bethesda.
Traditional dance Golek Ayun-Ayun from Stikes Bethesda, Yogyakarta.
Tari golek ayun-ayun adalah tari tradisional Yogyakarta yang menceritakan seorang gadis yang berbenah diri, selaras seperti Aipni yang selalu berbenah diri.
The Golek Ayun-Ayun dance is a traditional dance that tells the story of a girl who is grooming herself to be a better person, like Ainek, which always put effort for improvement.
Mari kita saksikan tari golek ayun-ayun.
Ladies and gentlemen, Golek Ayun-Ayun.
Sekali lagi, beri tepuk tangan untuk mahasiswa keperawatan Sitikes Bethesda Yogyakarta. Selanjutnya adalah penyerahan sertifikat kepada anggota baru AIPNI. Kepada nama institusi yang saya panggil diharap maju ke depan.
Certificate for the new member of INEC. For the institution that we call, please come to the stage.
Universitas Karya Persada Muna.
Stikes RS Husada.
Sitikes Notokusumo Yogyakarta.
Stikes Pamenang Kediri.
Universitas Eva Rina.
Poltekkes Kemenkes Medan.
Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Pendidikan Ganesha.
Stikes Rafflesia Depok.
Fakultas Ilmu Kesehatan Universitas Nahatus Tulap Sampang.
Poltekkes Kemenkes Jambi.
Sitikes Kesdam 9 Udayana.
Universitas Samawa Sumbawa Besar.
Universitas Halu Oleo.
Poltekkes Kemenkes Banten.
Sitikes Serul Lingmas Cilacap.
Stikes Permata Nusantara.
Kepada nama-nama yang saya sebutkan tadi, dipersilahkan untuk maju ke depan.
Please come to the stage, the delegation of the institution that we call.
Universitas Karya Persada Muna sebelah kanan, terus disusul untuk universitas yang lain. Karya Persada Muna, Stikes RS Husada, Stikes Notokusumo, Stikes Pamenang Kediri, Universitas Eva Rina, Poltekkes Kemenkes Medan, Fakultas Kedokteran Universitas Pendidikan Ganesha, Stikes Rafflesia Depok.
Fakultas Ilmu Kesehatan Universitas Nazatul, Poltekkes Kemenkes Jambi, Stikes Kesdam 9 Udayana, Universitas Samawa Sumbawa Besar, Universitas Halu Oleo, Poltekkes Kemenkes Banten, Stikes Serung Limas Cilacap, dan Stikes Permata Nusantara.
Kepada Ketua Umum AIPNI, Bapak Agus Setiawan SKP MNDN, kami mohon untuk memberikan sertifikat kepada anggota baru AIPNI.
To the President of INEC, Dr. Agus Setiawan, please welcome to the stage to give the certificate. Selamat kami ucapkan kepada anggota baru AIPNI.
Sekali lagi beri tepuk tangan untuk anggota baru AIPNI.
Congratulations to the all new member of INEC.
Selanjutnya adalah sesi foto bersama. Terima kasih kepada Bapak Agus Setiawan yang telah memberikan sertifikat untuk anggota AIPNI baru. Selanjutnya, mari kita ikuti seminar internasional dengan tema Strengthening Nursing Higher Education to Support the Transformation in Health and Education in the Digital Era.
Ladies and gentlemen, international seminar, Strengthening Nursing Higher Education to Support the Transformation in Health and Education in the Digital Era.
Dengan narasumber, Profesor Sok Ying Liao dari National University of Singapore, Profesor Kamolat Tuner dari Proboro Marachanok Institute, dan Profesor Dr. Quiru Chow PhD RN FAAN dari Taipei Medical University Taiwan, yang akan dimoderatori oleh Bapak I Gede Putu Dharma S SKP MN PhD. Sebelumnya, saya akan membacakan CV beliau. Bapak I Gede Putu Dharma Suyasa SKP MN PhD, Rector of Institute of Technology and Health Bali and Vice President of INEC.
Please welcome Dr. Igede Putu Dharma to lead the seminar.
Sip. Baik, Bapak Ibu sekalian yang kami hormati, ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished guests from Praboro Marachanok Institute and also from Singapore. So it is a very good afternoon. Then we are very happy here to host the first session of the seminar or plenary session this afternoon. Bapak Ibu yang kami muliakan, kita akan mulai sesi berikutnya, yaitu plenary session, dan mohon izin saya akan menggunakan bahasa gado-gado. So our speakers this afternoon I will use the mixed language. And I would like to invite our two speakers who will be able to join us offline here in Yogyakarta, and we also have our speaker online from Taiwan. Now, please allow me to invite Professor Liao Sok Ying to come to the stage. And then also Assistant Professor Kalmorat Tena to join me to the stage. And together with me, I will not be alone. Please sit down. I would like to invite Ibu Widiawati to come to the stage. Yes, please have a seat. Yeah, yes, I will be here. Yeah, you sit. You can sit here. Bapak Ibu yang kami muliakan, seperti dikenalkan tadi, nama saya Putu, saya akan menjadi moderator hari ini. Karena kita waktunya telat 15 menit, so because we are around 10-15 minutes behind, so I would like to allocate between 25 to 30 minutes of each presentation and then followed by a half an hour discussion. So this afternoon session will last until 4 o'clock in the evening. Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, seperti yang kita ketahui bersama bahwa era digital saat ini tidak bisa kita pungkiri hadir di depan mata kita dan menjadi sebuah support system yang luar biasa. Dan pandemi yang sudah 3 tahun kita jalani bersama, mohon izin saya menyebut kata-kata kita jalani bersama karena memang harus kita jalani, membawa kita semakin dipush untuk bisa hadir pada era seperti sekarang. And now, in this very beautiful occasion in Yogyakarta, we have 3 distinguished speakers. And then, once again, I would like to read briefly our first speaker. She is Associate Professor Liao Soying, Head of Department from the Institution of Alice Lee Center for Nursing Studies from National University of Singapore. Professor Liao prime research focuses on patient safety with emphasis on recognizing and responding to clinical deterioration, interprofessional collaboration and education, manpower nursing workforce and development, and experiential learning using simulation. She has led the development and evaluation of simulation-based educational programs, including e-rapids and creative. So during your talk, if you want to discuss more about that one, please feel free to do so. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to give around 25 minutes to Professor Liao to spend her time on her session.
Yeah.
Please, Professor Liao.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
very much.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. We're going to. Hi. A very good afternoon. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity to come and share. And this is my first time in Yogyakarta. Thank you, organizing committee, for inviting me, and thank you, Elsevier, for sponsoring me for this trip. Right. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to start to share now. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to share more about the use of virtual simulation in my university. Yeah, so basically ours is a 3+1 degree program. We also have master and PhD program, right? Okay, thank you. Maybe I can stand up and share. Okay, so just now, Prof already mentioned about my prime research. Yeah, so along the way, you will be able to see that, you know, where's my interest lie. My research interest is very much towards interprofessional education and simulation, right? So in the early years, in the year like 2012 to 2014, I've been using like conventional simulation, the use of Medicaid. Now I'm still using it, right? So here, when we do simulation-based interprofessional education with the, you know, medical student, the nursing student and medical students together, right, to train them together is always very challenging. Yeah, so never a time we can put everyone together. Yeah, and because the cohort is getting bigger, right? So here, So then here, however, we did study on this simulation-based interprofessional education, and we could see that the importance of this IPE for our medical nursing student, especially in terms of like how they see each other, the stereotype, and also build my nursing students' competency and also communication skill. So therefore, we see the value of IPE, and also I think we wanted to do even bigger. We wanted to also include like occupation therapies, physiotherapies, and pharmacy. So we are quite ambitious that we want to have more healthcare professionals to come and join us. Yeah, but however, in Singapore, we have the healthcare professionals are all over Singapore in different institutions. So to bring them together is even more challenging. Already challenging to bring the medical and nursing students together. So then we come up with this idea to do it virtually. Yeah. So then here, so we created this multi-user program, and we use the word creative. The word creative means create real-time experience and teamwork in virtual environment. Nice word, right? That can cover this word creative. Okay, so basically later I'll show you a video. So in this creative, right, we can have like the patient to come in and to control and act as a patient, simulated patient. This is how the simulation patients view. And then the healthcare student, right? The healthcare student, this is how they look at the patient. So it's a first-person perspective. And then the facilitator also can come in to look at as a third perspective. Right, so we use the experiential learning theory, whereby they will experience first in a ward environment, followed by a tutorial in a debrief room. Okay, I'm going to show you a video on this. Yeah, we can play the video. Thank you. Show the video. The video is not. Yeah, just now the one is a video. Good. vital sign. The facilitator can change vital sign. It's similar with the conventional mannequin-based simulation.
What could be the possible impact on the patient or other healthcare professionals?
After this, I can do a debrief. The facilitator will come in and do
things that I really took away is learning how to interact with the professionals. These are the professionals that we really need to interact with, but we don't get the chance until we really step into the hospitals for placement. When we actually do that, right, it is very awkward in the beginning. So this serves as a very good platform for us to bridge between school and going into the going into the real working world. The biggest takeaway is that I got to see what all the other healthcare professionals have been doing. I actually realized like what is it that they look out for? What are their concerns? What is their perspective of the client? I think having a common understanding will help like the whole team work a lot better together.
IPE training is important to me because it prepares me for the workforce thing. So with this training, I think it will help future students with this and prepare them better for their coming attachments.
What I gained was a newfound chance to work with colleagues from not just allied health but colleagues from other institutions as well, to see like differences in terms of what we aim for the patient. I've been in medical school for 5 years. The difference is that at the start, when I was a younger medical student, IPE training was very much a social thing. It was just play orientation games, and there was a good social bonding. And then towards the end, it became just straight up we started working in the wards. So to me, there seemed to be a bit of a culture shock, because on top of having to work in an actual working environment, we even had to learn how to be collegial on top of that. So I think that jump is quite drastic, quite difficult, and I think this IPE simulated environment allows us to bridge that really well.
Yeah, can we move on to the slides? Right. Yeah, so this is to show that, I think before they enter into the workforce, important to bring them to come and train together, to learn, understand about one another perspective. So in this creative project, we actually implemented 2 programs. One is the multidisciplinary with 6 healthcare professionals. The other one, I focus on doctor and nurse communication. Right. So then here, multiple, research has been done. So from like phase 1, we pilot test all the way to translate into the curriculum. Okay, I'm going to quickly share on the series of research. Right. So if you're interested to look at the design, the development of this multi-user, you can read this article. So basically, it's important to start with a pilot test. Right, pilot test to test out after you have developed a program. So in this pilot test, I use a mixed method, a quanti and a quali, small scale, to look at the development and evaluate it. So from the evaluation, I can improve on it. So the second phase, after the pilot test, I did a RCT. So in this RCT, we came up with this concept, the segmented model. So this segmented model ensure that all the 6 healthcare professionals, they speak the same language. And then they were all trained together using this virtual simulation. Right. So this RCT studies shows that, learning the concept is not enough. You must let them learn the concept and then practice together. So must learn and practice, then it will be effective. Yeah. So this result shows that the importance of learn and practice together. So I have another findings to show that the students, in fact, they prefer to actually watch the video, then after that go to the virtual to learn, then go to the simulation, the face-to-face simulation. So this part shows the importance of scaffolding. They dislike going straight to simulation. They prefer to go and learn from the virtual simulation because they feel that it's less threatening. They can hide behind the avatar, right? Rather than face-to-face looking at the different healthcare professionals. Yeah. Okay, so here a lot of people always ask, oh, you train them, how does it impact in the clinical world? So we all know that, it's not easy to evaluate the outcome at the clinical side, right? Because nursing students, they don't have so much of autonomy. Yeah, so usually I will use a qualitative study. So in this part, right, I use a qualitative study to look at the impact in the clinical practice. So glad to see that, this has enabled, this training has enabled them to see the patient as a whole, and they're able to gain insight to each other role, the 6 healthcare professional roles. But, they also highlight that it's a gap in the real world. Because in the gap in the real world, because they say that, not all the specialty will have multidisciplinary round in reality, right? So here, this study looking at the impact in the clinical practice highlight that, pre-registration training in school is not enough. they must do a work-based training. So the training of interprofessional education should continue from the school all the way to the workplace, right? So then here I have done another paper to look at the impact on this virtual simulation on the facilitator. Oh, okay, on the facilitator. Okay, so then here, apart from this multidisciplinary round, right? Okay, I did another study on the doctor and nurse communication. So this doctor and nurse communication, we compare the virtual with the face-to-face simulation. So we are glad to see the outcome showing that there's no difference between the virtual and the face-to-face. So this is a good outcome. So which means that the virtual is not inferior to the face-to-face. It can be used as a good substitute for the face-to-face simulation in terms of team communication and teamwork attitude. Right. So here, it's not just about teamwork attitude and also communication. Okay, the other study also shows that when they are doing virtual simulation, they also feel stress. A lot of people think that a virtual simulation may not be stress, right? Because it's click on the computer and then they are hiding behind the avatar. In fact, when we test the blood pressure to look at the stress level and the heart rate, and then we ask them about the stress level response, we found that the virtual simulation from the student perspective is as stressful as the face-to-face simulation. Stress is important. We need the emotional stress because the emotional will help them to drive their learning. Yeah. Right. So this conclusion shows that it is similar. Right. So then here, after we have tested out the program, right, then we integrate into the curriculum. Yeah, so we managed to, use this finally. At the end, we are able to use this program for all the medical and nursing students. Right. So then here, okay, so this is a diagram to show you that, we started off with the mannequin face-to-face. When we start off with the mannequin, we are unable to do for the whole entire cohort. Yeah, so when we did the virtual, we are able to put into the curriculum and use it by all the medical and nursing students. But however, as you know that there's not enough, there's more nursing students than medical students, right? So not all the nursing students will have the opportunity to be trained. So we created the AI doctor. So the last picture show you is we created this AI doctor, right? Can we play? Thanks. So we created this AI-enabled virtual reality.
Okay, thanks. Considering all the clinical signs and symptoms, what is your assessment of Mr. Peter that he might be having?
Okay, so the nursing student will talk to this AI doctor to learn about all these communication skills, including ISPA, chatback, CUS, and call out. These are the.
Thank you for raising up this.
Right, the ring is for me, right? Okay, so then here in our study, right, we shows that this AI doctor, right, is as good as the human-controlled doctor. So if you're interested, you can read this paper, right? So here we talk about,
Mr. James' blood pressure,
right,
135/8.
We also use this creative to put into Zoom to do a tele simulation. And this tele simulation, right? We invite the hospital nurses to come and join this simulation. Because during COVID, right, the hospital nurses are unable to come. So we use this for them to come in to do simulation with our nursing student and our clinical faculty. Right, so we actually published these two papers on how we use this tele simulation, which we use the creative project. Right, okay, so apart from this creative, which is desktop. So just now you can see that it's without the headset. My colleague also used this immersive virtual reality to practice clinical procedure. So you can see this is a IV therapy and then the sub-Q injection. Yeah. So apart from teamwork, we also use this for our nursing students to train them in terms of clinical procedure. And also we use a virtual reality for them to learn out the operation, the peri-operative procedures. I'll show you a video. Right. So you can see that this is how they imagine, they can visualize themselves in a simulated operation theater and learn out the role as a scrub nurse. Right. Okay, I can go to the next slide. Yep. Yeah, so I would like to highlight that, virtual is important, but you will never be able to substitute the face-to-face simulation. The best form of learning is to put them together, blend them together. Yeah, that's the best way of learning, right? Yep, that's the end of my slides. And if you're interested, you can go to my website and take a look. And I would like to share that, next year, the Nurse Education Today and Nurse Education Practice NEP conference will be in Singapore. So welcome you all to come to Singapore. It is not advertised yet, but they have informed me that they are coming to Singapore next year, October. So welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bapak Ibu, tepuk tangan sekali lagi buat Profesor Liao. Luar biasa Bapak Ibu ya. Jadi tadi kita sudah mendengarkan paparan dari perspektif Singapura. Dan tadi beliau sempat menyinggung mengundang Bapak Ibu ke Singapura karena Pak Ketua tahun depan konferensi Sigma itu di Singapura Bapak Ibu. Jadi silahkan November kalau nggak salah penutupan abstrak, bagi yang berkenan silahkan untuk submit Bapak Ibu. Baik, thank you Professor Liao once again for a very interesting topic. And please Bapak Ibu kalau punya pertanyaan ditahan dulu karena nanti kita akan diskusi. Bapak Ibu terima kasih juga kita ucapkan kepada Elsevier karena atas fasilitas dari Elsevier makanya Profesor Liao bisa hadir di Jogja. Selanjutnya 25 menit yang kedua, tadi kita dengar perspektif dari Singapura. Now we are going to hear perspective from Thailand. Jadi pembicara kita kedua adalah Asisten Profesor Dr. Kamolrat Turner. Beliau adalah dekan, barangkali mohon CV beliau untuk ditayangkan. Beliau saat ini menjabat sebagai dekan Fakultas Keperawatan Prabowo Marajanok Institute dan hari ini beliau hadir di Jogja bersama Wakil Rektor, Vice President of Academic from PBRI, welcome again. Dan juga bersama dengan 4 administratif, diantaranya ada direktur dan ada staf dari dekanat beliau. Bapak Ibu yang kami muliakan, beliau profesional background-nya adalah seorang perawat dengan specialty area pada nursing education. So Dr. Kamolrat Turner, I would like to give you 25 minutes for the next presentation. Time is yours, Dr. Turner. Thank you.
President of INEC, Dr. Agus Setowan, Vice President, Professor Guzman, Dr. Putu Dama, General Secretary, Dr. Mandakir, Dr. Awi, Professor Liao Sokying, Dr. Papasan Jiambunsi, the Vice President of Parom Rajanok Institute. Selamat sore. Good afternoon and sawadika, all distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, it is my great pleasure and honor to be invited to share with you about the digital transformation of nursing education in Thailand. You already listened to the very exciting one from the Singapore, who you know that they're very advanced for technology. So let's come back to listen about our experience in Thailand, where we can start from the very simple and everyone can follow and apply it. So I will share my experience, and today my talk will be divided into two main parts. The first one, I would like to give you a brief overview of our institution, our nursing education, where we have many colleges, and I believe that many of you here have already know some of our nursing colleges because you might already have the MOU with us. So I might show you where we are, and then the main part of digital transformation in nursing education. I will focus on the information technology and nursing education, and then creating simple, affordable, and accessible learning technology that I did with my students, and I also get my students to create it themselves, and I will share with you how I do that. Okay, let's get to know our nursing faculty. We can say that we probably the most largest faculty in the world because we have altogether 30 colleges all over Thailand, and you can see the red spots on the map of Thailand. So we in all the parts of Thailand, so you can choose which college you like to go to. We have about 1,500 nurse educators and about 15,000 nursing students, 3,000 practical nurse students, and also we start to have our postgrad students, which now we have about 60 postgrad students. If you like to come to study in Thailand, we will open the international one a couple of years after this. For the academic program, we have the Bachelor of Nursing Science. We have master degree in adult and geriatric nursing and community nurse practitioner, and also the practical nurse, which is the 1-year program, and the 4 months short course training programs too. You can hear me all right, right? Because up here got some echo effect. All right, let's talk about the impact of technology in nursing education. Professor Len Conrad said that access to computers and the internet has become a basic need for education in our society. I think you all agree with that. These days, without computer technology, we cannot offer our education. I'd like you to think about the technology that we use in the education before and after the COVID-19 pandemic. What we used before, and once we got hit by the COVID-19, next day we came up with a lot more new technologies, right? So we may not refuse that digital transformation is needed in nursing education also. Here, the evolution of technology that we use in the world and in education start from before the 19th century. In that era, we use real objects, right? We have to teach from the real things. And after that, anyone who over 50, you might remember the chalk, the blackboard, and whiteboard. Like those who over 50, you might be able to see the blackboard, and then the whiteboard, and paper, and overhead projector, then audio system, television, and right now we have lots of things like virtual reality and also augmented reality, AR, VR, and also MR that we can be integrated in our education activities. I'd like to discuss a bit about digital transformation in nursing education. As you can see that online learning platform become very important. The LMS or learning management system is become important too. You have to think about how to use synchronous and asynchronous classroom. Because like doing online activity, if student ask to be synchronous all the time, that can be too boring and demanding. You might have to use asynchronous, but for asynchronous, the challenge is how to make asynchronous more lively and interesting. But you can see from Professor Liao that show about the synchronous and asynchronous virtual reality. Mobile learning, students use, they can use their mobile phone to learn. I can show you how to make the mobile phone. How can students use their mobile phone for learning? The e-learning modules that we know long time ago, but these days we have to upgrade the e-learning to be more modern, not just like put up the text on the website or on electronic platform. Remote collaborative learning. Professor Liu have shown you very well about how students collaborate and how they can interactive together, that we can do things together even though online. Also, interactive content, you can integrate into the learning activities. For example, you can use some software like Kahoot, you can use interactive video, you can use virtual simulation. The assessment and feedback can be with the digital technology too. And in some country, students might need to learn about telehealth and telemedicine. I don't know if Indonesia, you start to have the telemedicine and telenursing. In that case, your student will need to be trained to be sure that they understand what it is and to be sure that when they go back, they can work with it. Adaptive learning. Some software can help students to know how they can improve themselves, help them to see how development they can be. And also the patient simulation lab, both on-site and online. And also we can use online for continuing education courses after they graduate too. The AI, you might start to use lots of AI for education, both sides, for students and for the educators. But we must carefully use it because what happened? Students use ChatGPT to draft, to write their work and send to the educators. And then the educators use the ChatGPT to mark the work of the students. So who learn? Who does the learning? So how can we be sure that our students learn and our teacher really know if students really learn? Because if they both use AI, students use AI to help learning, teachers use AI to help marking. That one that we have to be concerned about. Then we need to improve their digital competencies. How we develop our students to have sufficient digital competency. We need to ask this question to ourselves to match with the situation that we work with. Each country will have different level of competency that they need. What the challenges for this? The challenge is that the access for all students. How we make this accessible to all students? Because not all students have proper device, and also how to make the digital platform secure. And another issue is about digital divide, the gap between those who know how to use technology and those who don't know about the technology. And here, I'd like to give you some example that we can create the simple, affordable, and accessible learning technology. From this, I will let you know how we create the technology for learning ourselves. Even the student can do it. Like start from back the year, how many years ago? About 7 or 8 years ago. At the time, I was in Chonburi and I supervised one group of my bachelor degree students, my undergrad students, one group of about 8 students. And we did the course called independent study. And we asked them to do some innovation. They come up with the idea of ebook. That's just the simple ebook. And in 2020, when we got hit from the COVID-19, I moved to the college in Nonthaburi. And I also supervised one group of 10 students doing nursing innovation course. Students will need to do some innovation, but they're all at home. Some of them in the north part of Thailand, some of them in the south part, some in the central part. I asked the student, what would you like to do for innovation? Student said, I'd like to invent some device for the elderly, because in Thailand, the number of older persons increasing and we need something to help them. I said, and how you gonna do it? Because if you have to come to invent things together, and at that time you're not allowed to travel across border of the province. I asked them, you better go back to think about creating things that you can do together online. I asked them, can you think about something that you can do online together? Next week, they come back to me and they said, okay, we do ebook. I told them, ebook is too obsolete. You need to think about something more updated. I asked them, did they know AR, the augmented reality? They said they don't know. So I said, go back to study for it and then come to tell me what you like to do. So students come back to me and said, okay, I will do AR ebook. And I asked them what the topic that they like to do. They said, I will need to do research with the first year and second year nursing students. Then they did the research and they come up with the topic that they said. Students said, most difficult topic to understand, 5 minutes, okay, is the anatomy of the heart. Okay, let's show this. Oh, I like to say about it. After they did the innovation, the AR ebook about anatomy and physiology of the heart. After that, we sent them for the contest at the Thailand Research Expo 2021. They got the first prize that got 20,000 Thai baht. They were very happy about it. I show you, this is my student work. You have to go back to the non-present. Okay. This is the work of my student create. Yes, you can see that they use the format of the ebook, and then they have the program called Assembler, that if you can see the barcode. For this barcode, you can use the mobile phone to scan, but you need to download the Assembler. It is the free software. If you use the mobile phone to see the barcode, you can see the detail of the heart. Next, please. This is the look of the book. Okay, I don't have much time, so we need to move to another one. After we won this for the contest, the Thailand National Research Council came back to me and said they like to grant some budget for me to develop further. And this is my current work. I cannot give this work yet because we need to register for the patent. It's nearly the end of my project, but I like to show you how it works. You can, students can use mobile phone, can use their iPad, or can use their notebook. You can move around 360 degrees, and you can see the pop-up. You can read the detail about each thing that you like to learn. This is my work. The former one is my student work, and this is the one that I developed further. All right, so this still not very complete yet. Next, please. And I also have a chance to work with the Thailand Nursing Council. They gave us some budget, not much, very small budget, but we can develop the virtual reality for the drug administration for students. For this one, you can go to the Thailand Nursing Council website and you can go to play with it, but unfortunately, it's in Thai language. But if you want to be in English or Indonesia, you probably can contact Thailand Nursing Council and then translate into the Bahasa or English. I think that would be fine because like the Thailand Nursing Council, Nursing and Midwifery Council would like to share this to anyone because it will be useful for all of us. And this is the virtual reality that we create by ourselves. We just need to get advice from some technologies. All right, next please. The end of, okay, the key success for this. We will need collaboration between educators, technologies, and healthcare practitioners. That's the last message from my talk. And remember that in the future, technology is developing very fast. We all need to keep up with the fast development of technology. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kamalrat, for your presentation. Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati. Terima kasih juga Dr. Sushiwa for your hands-on technical for Dr. Kamolrat presentation. Bapak Ibu, tadi kita sudah dengarkan presentasi dari dua negara, Singapura dan Thailand. Sekarang kita akan mendengarkan perspektif dari Taiwan. Saya mohon izin Bapak Ibu menyapa beliau yang berada di Zoom. Professor Chow, can you hear us? Check mic. Professor Chow. Baik, Bapak Ibu, Professor Chow, while we are waiting technical assistant to fix the Zoom, Bapak Ibu ya yang kami muliakan, kedua pembicara yang hadir hari ini di depan Bapak Ibu masih akan hadir di Jogja sampai dengan besok. Jadi nanti jika Bapak Ibu belum sempat bertanya, belum sempat berdiskusi, silahkan please come to them during dinner time or during any time while they are here. I just explained to the audience that because we have such a limited time on this afternoon session, so I invite them to approach you whenever and wherever possible during you stay here in Yogyakarta. So once again, Professor Chow.
Recording in progress.
Can you check your mic, Professor Chow? Ini contoh teknologi Bapak Ibu ya, tanpa Zoom, tanpa teknologi ini, dulu sebelum pandemi sangat sulit kita berinteraksi dari jauh. Sekarang dengan adanya Zoom salah satu contohnya, kita dengan mudah bisa berinteraksi, tetapi pengalaman saya pribadi sama Ibu Uwit, kadang-kadang telinga kanan mendengarkan apa, telinga kiri mendengarkan apa. Begitu ya Bu Cut ya, Bu Cut ngasih jempol ke saya. Betul Bapak Ibu begitu? Kadang-kadang undangannya pun tiba-tiba datang, disuruh meeting 5 menit lagi, Bapak Ibu langsung ngambil jas, atasnya jas, bawahnya sarung. So I just explain to them that how fast the technology innovation comes to us, and this pandemic condition force us to move faster. So there are some saying in Indonesia that with Zoom you can listen to one meeting on your left ear and another meeting on your right ear and another one in front of you. And then sometimes we have a very short invitation. Within 5 minutes we have to be in the Zoom meeting while we are still at home. And maybe the top part we are using this one, and the bottom part we are maybe putting something else. So that is the advancement of technology. So once again, Professor Chow, can you?
Hi, hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we are able to hear your voice very clearly. Are you able to hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
Crystal.
How is Taiwan?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So let me introduce 1 minute, Professor Chow, for our audience. That we are here in Yogyakarta, Professor Chow. And I would like to introduce to all audience, Professor Chow is distinguished professor and the Dean of Office of Global Engagement from Taipei Medical University in Taiwan. She has published a lot. Her research specialty is in long-term care empirical research, mental health nursing, geriatric nursing, cognitive therapy, and believe or not, she has published more than 7 meta-analyses. So very, very prominent research in nursing. So because we have limited time, we will allocate between 20 to 25 minutes for your presentation, Professor Cho. So the time is yours now. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for our moderator, Dr. Dama's introduction of our distinguished guests, respected president of the Association of Indonesia Nursing Education Center, Dr. Agus, and of the board of directors, members of the AINEC, of our distinguished guests and the conference participant. Good evening. My name is Kweru Zhou, and I am the Dean of the Office of Global Engagement at Taipei Medical University. And it's truly my honor and pleasure to be here with you today to have a conversation on the topic of challenges and future perspective in nursing and healthcare. Thank you.
You are mute, Professor Cho.
Okay, I just unmute myself. Okay, here's the information of my CV, and let you take a look at that. Okay, healthy people in 2030 has an increase and overarching focus on the social determinants of health. And what are the social determinants of health? And this framework show the determinants are specifically from 3 levels. The first level is the individual lifestyle factors, such as our age, genetic factors. And the second level would be our social and community networks. And the third level would be the general social, economic, cultural, and environmental conditions that will impact on the full potential for health for all of us. And this is the framework for vision for nursing established by the National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine. From this framework, you can tell nurses play a critical role in achieving the goal of health. And nurses impact medical and social factors. There are several key areas for nursing profession to meet the challenges, including the workforce, the leadership, education, well-being, and emergency prevalence. And also, there are some evolving trends that's gonna challenge us, including demographic change, technology, care models, public health, emergencies, and the attitude towards racism and equity. Here, I would like to do over the first part of my presentation is talk about these key areas that will impact on nursing into the future. Here are the key areas that will impact that, including demographic change, genetic and lifestyle factors, treatment modalities, education, workforce, and technology. First, I would like to start with demographic change.
You muted again.
Yes, can you hear me again? Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, first starting with the demographic trends. There are some demographic trends that will influence nursing care into the future. And those are from this table, and let's discuss the aging population first. The countries or territories in red color means that their aging rate greater than 21%, that is super age society, such as Japan, Italy, or Germany. In 2020, there are estimated almost 727 million elderly all over the world. However, when you look at this picture, the number of elderly is projected to more than double by 2050, reaching over 1.5 billion worldwide. The percentage of elderly will grow from 9.3 to 16 in 2050. And the trend of the population aging is significant, and the super aging society rapidly increase. Now I would like to talk a little bit about the genetic and lifestyle factors. Especially from this picture, you can tell 1 in 4 elderly have more than one chronic disease. And we are trying to estimate the projected population growth is around 19% from 2003 to 2023. However, you can tell the projection rate of our chronic disease increased dramatically. Take cancer, for example, is 62%, mental disorder, 54%. So with chronic disease growing at a faster rate than the population growth rate. And currently there are 50 million people with dementia, and more than 150 million people will be suffer with dementia in 2050. Now, how much do countries spend on their healthcare? According to this report, the total medical expenses have increased year by year in this OECD's report. Currently, it's around $800 billion. The average is almost 9% GDP and varies from 4 years in Turkey to 17 in the United States. And the global healthcare spending is increased from $7 trillion in 2015 to almost reach to $9 trillion by 2020 USD. And you can tell more healthcare services are shifted to outpatient services. And in long-term care, spending has increased from 31% to 46%. Therefore, reducing severe disability from disease and health conditions is one key to holding down health and social costs. Now we would like to take a look at the third key area of impact on nursing. That is our treatment modalities. Based on this demographic aging society and the genetic change, it is required to restructure the healthcare system. Currently, the healthcare system is composed of several parts, from preventive care services to medical care to post-acute care to rehab services. Current models of healthcare may not likely to meet the changing population health needs. New approaches are needed, and the new treatment modalities have a significant impact on nursing care in the future. Therefore, the growing demands for long-term care services has become an important task all over the world. Take, for example, Taiwan has also developed our long-term care plan version 1 in 2007 and the version 2 in 2017. Because we do believe long-term care services ideally should cover from a spectrum for the people with health, pre-frail to frailty to the end-of-life services. Now we will talk about the impact of education on nursing. Take a look at this picture. You can see the disparities in nursing education system pathway, especially in the United States. It's very complicated. However, maybe we need to offer some flexibility. Now take a more detailed look at this picture, especially at the graduate level for nursing. We know the APN. APN is composed of 4 parts. The first part is nurse practitioner. The second part is clinical nurse specialist, nurse anesthetist, and the nurse midwife. APN accounts for almost 12% of nursing workforce, with NP accounting for almost 70%, and CNS accounts for almost 20%. Currently, there are around 355,000 NP licenses in the United States, and you can tell family nursing practice is the largest group and accounts for almost 70% among the NP specialists. However, we still focus mainly on acute care NP here, not only in Taiwan, but also in the worldwide. We need to create more curriculum for nurses in the family NP, in gerontology NP, and in mental health nurse practitioner. According to 2006, AACN endorsed the task force on the roadmap to the DNP. Therefore, currently there are around 407 DNP programs in the United States. An additional 106 new DNP programs are in the planning stages, and you can tell from these figures. So after the endorsement of the AACN, the number of enrollments in DNP has grown so fast since 2011. And compared from the 2003 to 2022, it's more than 12 times within 2 decades. However, the PhD graduate has remained flat. Next, we would like to discuss workforce impact on nursing. Currently, there are around 28 million nursing staff in the world, accounting for almost 60% of all healthcare professionals are nurses. The majority are professional nurses. And then we take a look at further of that. According to the OECD report, the number of nurses per 1,000 population ranges from Switzerland 18%, Norway 80%, to 1.5 per 1,000 population in Colombia. So the average of number is almost 9, and Taiwan is below average as well. It's only 7.6 nurses per 1,000 population. And how about gender differences? Overall, in the nursing practice, the majority is composed of still female nurses, dominant. Male nurses account for almost 24% in Africa, 30% in Americas, 11% in Europe, and 4% in Taiwan. Therefore, the gender mix is still an area nursing needs to consider more male nurses in the nursing profession. And during COVID-19 and after COVID-19, let's take a further look at the United States. The turnover rate has increased from 14% in 2016 to 27% in 2020. And each nurses turnover cost almost $46,000 USD. And that means equal to hospital you losing $5 million USD per year. That's a serious problem. And RN recruitment is very difficult. According to the Recruitment Difficulty Index, RDI, the average number of days to recruit a nurse after COVID-19 is around 90 days, especially in this area, in the critical care unit. The average time to recruit an experienced RN is more than 100 days. The high turnover rate and the high vacancy rate have demonstrated serious problem of nursing shortage. It shows that nurses are essential to patient outcome and healthcare system. According to the AIPNI's research, it reports an increase in a nurse workload by one patient, increase inpatient dying within 30 days of admission by increase 7%. So that's a serious problem we have to face with. Before COVID-19, WHO addressed there are about 6 million shortage of nurses in the whole world. However, after COVID-19 pandemic, ICN estimates there is a shortage of 13 million nurses in the whole world. The greatest shortage of nurses is especially in low to low middle income countries, such as Africa, Southeast Asia. WHO recommends that countries experience nursing shortage should increase the number of nurses graduate by 8% each year. Next, I would like to talk about the technology. Technology is one of the fastest developing areas of healthcare in the world. When you look at this picture, you can see the evolution pathway of healthcare technology starts from community alarm to telecare, to APP, to IoT, to big data and robots, etc. The spectrum of technology in nursing transformed from no-tech to low-tech to high-tech. Nurses need to embrace new technology in nursing care. Now, let me take a summary. Here are the major challenges in global nursing healthcare, including aging population, nursing workforce shortage, disparities in nursing education, fragmented healthcare model. Without a proper strategy to overcome this barrier, it could turn into a vicious cycle for us in the future. Therefore, it's important for us to address the issue of vision for nursing towards global challenges. The vision highlights for us, including several areas. We have to take several actions. The action 1 is engage in health and social policy. The action 2 is amend legislation and regulation for practice. Action 3 include to expand and promote nursing education. Action 4, to extend our models of nursing care. Action 5, to employ and to adopt our workforce shift. And action 6 is transforming nursing through nursing technology. Let me talk a little bit about our action 1, engage in healthcare and the social policy. According to this table and figure, you can see that WHO identified the roadmap to health and well-being in 2030. The roadmap is composed with 5 strategies and 4 measures to achieve a better health and well-being. In addition to that, WHO also identified public health policy for health, including investing in health and empowering people, etc. And also, ICN identifies some key issues and themes, investing in education, workforce, and leadership. Our action 2 is we need to outline the current proposed legislative and the regulative frameworks that guide nursing practice. When you take a look at this picture, you know legislation must be amended to enable nurses practice effectively. To ensure health accessibility, we need to expand the scopes of practice, especially in private clinic and the rural community care for NP. Because NP is not just service in hospital. They have the potential to improve rural and health disparities. So these are very key issues. We have to remove the scope of practice barriers. We have to expand opportunity for nurses. And here is the advocating for policy change. I would like to highlight the WHO Director General, Dr. Tejas. We appreciate him. He too appoints Dr. Cook Islands, Elizabeth Iro, as our first Chief Nursing Officers. Elizabeth Iro addressed, nurses, you play a critical role, not only in delivering healthcare to millions around the world, but also in transforming health policies, promoting health in communities, and supporting patients and families. And our current the Chief Nursing Officer also highlight nurses are essential to achieving universal health coverage and the sustainable development goals for all of us. Therefore, we need to advocate for policy change. We also need to engage in policy making. We have to value the importance of nursing leadership because nursing leadership is important for advocating for policy changes. Nurses, you are not only can lead from yourself, you can also lead to others, lead also to even outside the healthcare system, beyond that one. The third action is to expand and promote of our nursing education. Then you can tell from these slides, there are more competence that we need to expand for our nursing education. And there are more nursing education need to cover with, such as aging, mental health, community, etc. We need to know more about population health. We need to know more about health economics, health policies, adapt to new technology and the disaster responses, etc. We also need to promote nursing education. First, we have to increase the number of nurses with baccalaureate degree. We have to upgrade to BSN. Second, we have to expand post-baccalaureate nursing programs. Third, we need to increase the number of graduate level of nurses because these we can accomplish through a number of different programs and the pathway. According to AACN, percentage of nurses with higher education is increasing. And in general, there is a need for more BSN prepared nurses. In specific countries, our aim is to increase the proportion of nurses with a baccalaureate degree up to 80% by 2030. And we also need to expand our post-baccalaureate nursing program. Currently, the United States has implemented post-baccalaureate nursing program since 1990. Now they have expanded to almost 1,000 post-baccalaureate nursing program in 2020. And we also need to doubling the number of nurses with doctorate degree by 2020 because our salary, our benefits for nurses must be reflected for doctor-prepared nurses in the future. At the same time, please, you need to conduct more researches to highlight the value of nursing profession by the use of evidence-based nursing research to speak for us. That's really important. Since the COVID-19 pandemic, after the COVID-19 pandemic, Now our nursing education program has changed dramatically. The rapid growth of digital learning have a profound influence on nursing education from our digital 1.0 to 2.0 version now to 5.0 version. The rapid growth of digital learning have a profound on their digital learning skills, their platform, their experience, and also their model. Therefore, we have to cultivate our students in that way. The action 4 is to extend models of nursing care. We need new and emerging models of healthcare that are not limited to acute care. Now, extending to prevention and management of long-term care conditions. The demands of care has evolved from hospital care to chronic care to long-term care and overall population care. The healthcare model has been spotlighted by the developed countries such as Germany and Canada. And you can tell from this figure, the human resource should be updated. The informatics platform for hospital and community should be built up for professionals. The payment system on the transition from hospital to community should be given adequately. As you can see, in the healthcare model, nurses play a key role in medical and community. Their commonalities also include AI, telemedicine, and mobile healthcare. New models of care will provide a strong basis for meeting population health needs in the future. Now I move to action 5, employment and workforce shift. According to WHO identifies strategies in healthcare workforce, including policy to optimize impact of healthcare workforce. According to WHO Global Strategy on Healthcare Workforce, there are 3 issues that I have to highlight again: investing in education, jobs, and leadership. And also, we have to monitor our human resource data, to monitor nationally and to monitor our nursing workforce data globally. Here, let's take a look at this picture. This picture shows the projected increase of nursing workforce by WHO in 2030. However, the greatest shortage of nurses, especially in low to low middle income countries. Remember, WHO recommends us after COVID-19, we still need to increase the number of nurse graduates by 8% each year. 8% each year. In addition to that, not just increase the number of patients of the nurses workforce, but also please prepare your nurses for disaster and public health emergency responses. We are not just providing their PPE. We also need to prepare their psychological personal protective equipment, the PPE. We need to prepare their resilience while they are counter their emergency disaster. And the next is action 6, transforming nursing through technology. I believe nurses will need to embrace new technology for people with needs. We also need to upskill in areas that we might not be familiar with. Future of nursing involves digital healthcare. Now you can see that including virtual care, big data, machine learning, and predictive healthcare, etc. We need to reduce the burden of nursing care and the rehabilitation and improve elders' brain function. Here are some 5 priorities area that has been used a lot. First is transfer aids, mobility aids, toileting aids, bathing aids, and the monitoring system. Now we're including rehab and communication robot. In addition to that, we need to expand nursing scope of practice in response to the COVID-19 and after COVID-19 in our healthcare system as well as our telemedicine system. The spectrum of technology nursing care, including perform everyday tasks more easily, make our activities safer, and enhance our quality of life. The spectrum, including our home security, nursing navigator, our safety confirmation, our e-nursing, our medication dispensing, etc. And we have to take a look at the details, okay? And overall, from today's presentation, you can tell there are many drivers for changes, including redefine your patient, including workforce shift, including with new integrity nursing care model, including using digital facilities, and including using more open information and big data. Combine those new technology to booster faster, better health outcome to access to quality of care in the future. This is the whole picture for the future of nursing from 2020 to 2030. And those 16 domains are extremely important and provide us a vision for nursing towards global challenges. Society is changing. Health and social care is changing. Technology is changing. Therefore, we have new roles and we have new responsibilities. We need to prepare nurses for future needs and roles. So please, all of our distinguished guests, we have to invest in nursing. We have to invest in long-term care together. We have to invest in education, investing in workforce, investing in leadership. Let's working together, create the future together. I'm the president of Sigma Theta Tau, so I want to emphasize to embrace the spirits of Sigma, love, courage, and honor together. In the era of challenges, there are so many choices, and we have a chance to make a huge change. Thank you for your listening. My name is Rachel from Taiwan.
Thank you very, very much, Professor Cho. Very, very powerful message that Professor Cho delivered to us. Pak Iwan, beliau menyebut double PhD in 2030. Jadi artinya buka lebih banyak prodi S3 di Indonesia. Setuju nggak Bapak Ibu untuk keperawatannya? Setuju katanya Pak Iwan. Mari kita dorong kampus-kampus untuk membuka prodi S3 keperawatan. So once again, thank you very much for a very powerful message, and one of it is invest in leadership, something that is also very, very powerful. Bapak Ibu sekalian, kita masih punya waktu 20 menit sambil menikmati kopi, teh, dan snack yang sudah dihidangkan. Saatnya sekarang kita tanya jawab. Kita akan batasi tanya jawab 15 menit. Barangkali untuk sesi termin pertama, I will invite 3 people to ask question. Mohon dibantu panitia, panitia sudah siap dengan mic-nya. Silakan Bapak Ibu angkat tangan, nanti sebutkan nama, asal dari mana, pertanyaannya singkat, kalau introduction boleh sedikit. Mas, yang Ibu yang jarum 1 ya di saya, jarum jam 1 ya, jilbab orange. Silakan Ibu langsung saja. Yang kedua, yang ketiga boleh sambil beliau bertanya, angkat tangan Ibu yang ini, kemudian Ibu ya dari AIPNI. Ya, silakan Bu, nama barangkali berdiri biar bisa di-shoot kamera biar bagus Bu.
Ya, terima kasih atas kesempatannya Pak Putu. Salam hormat dan salam kenal untuk para penyaji. My name is Wiwin. I'm from Stikas Indramayu. Thank you for the opportunity. I have a question for 3 of the speakers. First, to the first speaker, what you have said is so amazing. The virtual simulation learning that you have tried and implemented shows that virtual simulation can substitute the conventional, and it will be better if we mix it. And I agree with your opinion. In this case, I have a question. How about the proportion between conventional and virtual? And then second, I have an opinion with your trial. The student will give stress more when they take a virtual. Why? Because they not real give a gesture. When they act the procedures, they only holding the stick, not real handling the instrument. But with as your statement that blended is the solution to solve that problem. Thanks. And then for the second speakers, I'm very proud to hear the creativity of your student to create an ebook. I have a question. How can we motivate our student to have a creativity like that? And then for the third speaker, I'm interested in the action of expanding to promote nursing education. Please can you explain how it can be done in Taiwan? Just it, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So, thank you Ibu Wiwin. I think you have to hold your mics because you have some of the question. Maybe we need to clarify later. So before we start answering question, we will just ask them to ask question and we'll answer later. So Bu Wiwin already take a note of the question. And the second person is, ya Ibu silakan.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sharifah from Cirebon College of Health Science, Cirebon, West Java Province, Indonesia. My question is addressed for the speaker one. We totally agree that virtual reality simulation is essential for all our students. But the problem is that in Indonesia, we still have a lot of challenge or barriers to do it. It's not affordable for all areas in Indonesia, etc. So, is there any program offered by National University of Singapore related to the project the creative project or virtual reality simulation to provide opportunity for nursing students living in other countries, like to experience this learning method, such as giving open online courses, for example, for Indonesian nursing students and etc. So please share your perspective. Thank you.
Thank you. And the last person to ask question. Mohon di mic-nya dioper. Iya, terima kasih. Mohon maaf saya berdiri di tengah-tengah itu kami nggak mendengar dengan jelas suaranya. Jadi menggaung di kami. Silakan.
Ya, terima kasih Pak Putu. Ya, thank you very much for wonderful sharing from all the speakers today. And I would like to ask a question to Professor Liao. Yeah. I'm interested with the great innovation about the virtual simulation in IPE practice. which involve other students in multidiscipline. Actually, in our faculty also have tried to develop the virtual reality, but we still focus on the nursing practice independently. So maybe what you like to sharing with us, what are the challenges and also maybe barriers to implement it in the learning process maybe? Because maybe it's a new insight for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Very interesting question. Professor Liao, please address all questions.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much for all the very good question, right? So then here, okay, let me explain on like I think the first speaker, the first question was from there, and then you mentioned about yes, thank you so much that you point out the right thing that blended is the way to go. We shouldn't be using virtual to replace the hands-on simulation. Hands-on simulation is still the most important. So what we could see that, virtual, right, is more on clinical decision. It's more on the thinking, it's more on the thinking part and the non-technical skill. So just now what I have shared, right, you can see that it's more on the non-technical skill, which is the communication. Yeah, communication and teamwork, right? So then here, if you are looking at performance, especially on psychomotor skill, then the hands-on simulation has to come in, right? So I would say that I would say that very important to use the type of simulation that align with the learning objective, right? So here I would say that the good thing about the face-to-face simulation is that use it for assessment. Use it for assessment because the virtual, right? The student can actually learn it at home. They can practice and practice and practice. So when they come to the lab, in the clinical lab, they will do the hands-on, and then we should focus on assessing them and giving them feedback. So we don't want to waste time, demonstrate and demonstrate again, in the lab, right? So the best is to let them practice and practice at home. Visually using the mental rehearsal, virtually, and then go to the lab and do the simulation, which is the hands-on, right? Yeah. So then the second speaker talk about having that opportunity, for Indonesian students, right, to use this creative. Yes, can be done. We can actually try on on my nursing student and maybe your nursing student. I think that the learning objective we could do is on cultural competency, right? We want to we can let them do some form of role play, and then we can let them debrief on the different culture. Yeah, I always have that in mind. Yeah, if I want to do international collaboration using that creative, the topic that I'm thinking is cultural competencies. Yeah. So then, the last speaker, sorry, the last speaker, you are asking about.
They're asking about
challenges and
challenge.
The challenges, yes. Yeah, yes, very, very challenging. So important to gain support from your collaborator. So in fact, I have very good relationship with the medicine. When I implement this for the nursing student and medical student, right at the beginning, my research is done together with the medicine. Yeah, so they can see the value of the study along the way, and I publish together with them, and then we work together to translate into the curriculum. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. Yeah, so you have to work with them right at the beginning. And important to find the right person to work with that you can build relationship. Yeah, those people, if you want to do interprofessional, you yourself must work well with the medicine person. You have that relationship, good relationship with him. I actually worked with the Vice Dean Education for many years. And then we already built the trust. That's why we managed to, translate into practice. Yeah, thank you. I hope I have answered all your questions. Thank you.
Okay, for my question, someone asked about how to conduct the project of the student creativity, right? The first one. So we all know that creativity is one of the most important competency in the 21st century, and it's not easy to develop. So in our nursing program, we need to have at least one course to help develop the student creativity. So in some program, we have the course called independent study, and in some of the programs, we have the course called nursing innovation. And we have this in the nursing program, in the Bachelor of Nursing program. That's the way that you can be sure that all students will be developed for this creativity ability. Through this course, we will divide students into small groups, right? And then we will provide them with the advisor who are nursing educators. So, for example, we have about 160 students in one of the nursing college. So we divide them into 16 groups, and each group will have one educator to give them advice. And I advise one of the group too. So yeah, you make small group, and this is the compulsory course that students need to do it, right? So each educator will advise them to create or invent some of the innovation for health. It could be for health promotion, it could be for education, it could be anything that to improve the health or the education. Another one of my students, they did the invention to help like the movement of some people who have problem with mobility, and that group also won the second prize too. So if you want them to do it, you have to make it compulsory course. That one thing that how we get students to do the project. And for the project, if you have budget, you can allocate them some money. But for us at that time, we didn't allocate anything for them. So they have to try to think about how to make it at low cost. And some of the students who invent the device, they have to co-pay for things, for materials that they need to make. But up to the institutions, if you have budget, you can allocate them. And the second question you asked, how to do it is the process, right? Yeah, it's in the course description. And then you have to make it like course syllabus, what you have to do for the first hour, second one, and the next one, you have proper schedule for them, and they know what they need to do. You just give them a guide. You don't think for them. You get them to think. That is. Yeah, compulsory courses in the program.
So make it as a compulsory topic for the students. So thank you very much. So unfortunately Bapak Ibu, Profesor Cho harus lebih dulu meninggalkan Zoom tadi. Jadi mohon maaf beliau tidak bisa menjawab pertanyaan Bapak Ibu sekalian. Bapak Ibu hadirin sekalian, waktunya hanya 5 menit tersisa. Barangkali saya undang satu saja pertanyaan berikutnya jika masih ada. Prof. Kusman ya sebagai pertanyaan penutup. Silakan Prof. Kusman. Prof. Kusman Ibrahim.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Futu. I'm Kusman from Universitas Pajajaran, Bandung. I would like to address my question to Professor Liao. It's very interesting presentation and very insightful. since this is we have similar interest in developing virtual reality and virtual simulation. My question is, when you did the study for interprofessional education, what kind of outcome that you measure, and what about the result? Is it a result, the outcome that you measure from the study? And the second question is because developing virtual reality is need like the sophisticated equipment, like the Oculus, and also maybe the technical computer and so on. So as administrator, we concerned about the investment. So how much invest you in developing this kind of tool, and how it compare with the benefits for the student? Is it costly effective? Because in Indonesia, maybe the cost is quite the major issue in developing such a sophisticated technology. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Prof. Yeah, thank you, Prof, for that question. Yeah, so I would like to share that for to successfully a lot of times when researcher, right, we develop something and then we spend lots of money to develop. In fact, when I start to develop, it's actually from grant. Yeah, so so after we spend so much effort and money on something, we don't want to just to leave it. We want to translate. Yeah, so the translation part is very challenging. Yeah, so the translation part, I would say that we need management support. We need the top management to continue to invest. Yeah, so I managed to translate is also because my ex-head of department and then the vice dean of education willing to continue to spend money to help me to further develop. And also, I still need to get facilitator to come in. I still need to get the simulated patient to come in to do the virtual simulation. So every year, right, they will give me a budget. I propose a budget. So this budget now is not from research anymore. Research has already completed to show the outcome, evidence-based. And then now the money comes from the institution to continue to support the translation. Yeah. So I would say that how the leader can support is if you think that you support your staff to help them to translate, right? Yeah. Funding from the department, right? Am I answering your question? Yeah. And also I want to mention about even after I translate I still continue to do evaluation because I need to cut down the cost. Right, so for that translation we started off with like 2 medical, 2 nursing students. And it's very, very cost intensive. Then after that we find that it's better to do 3 nursing students, 3 medical students. And then we able to reduce the cost. And this technology in fact has actually enhanced, no need to use a simulated patient anymore. I have the technology enhancement to let the facilitator to act as the simulated patient. So by doing that, I'm actually cutting a lot of costs. So as for me to help the institution, I must also know how to cut the cost by improving the technology to make it even more efficient. Yeah. So I think we work both ways. Support by the institution to the researcher, and for the researcher, try to cut costs, funding for the institution. Yep. That's a win-win situation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Leao. So thank you, Prof. Kusman. Bapak Ibu hadirin sekalian, sebenarnya Ibu Uwid itu memiliki 2 halaman kesimpulan untuk dibacakan. Tapi sayangnya waktunya habis. Oleh karena itu Bapak Ibu, kita akan invite the speakers to make 1 minute concluding statement to all of us. We will start with Professor Leao. 1 minute, no more. Please.
Okay, once again, thank you so much for inviting me. In fact, I think I learned very much from you all. And I think just now when I see the nursing student performing, very heartwarming. Very heartwarming that, in fact, they are very creative and they are so vibrant. And we really need to train many of all these, nursing students. And I can really see the value of us as an educator. And I think just now, Dean mentioned about, tapping on our student creativity, to get them co-design. They are even more tech than me. But my nursing student can run with the avatar. I can't even walk the avatar very well. So we can get them to co-design with us for any form of virtual technology. And also I think Dr. Chong mentioned about, nursing manpower, and we really need to invest nursing education. So the way to go is we really need to recruit. We need to recruit more nurses, we need to train even more, and we need to even put them in the higher education. So with that, right, digital technology is the way to go. We cannot just rely on ourselves to teach anymore. We need to have blended way of learning. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Lau. Professor Dr. Kamora, please, 1 minute.
Right. Technologies are around us, so we can't avoid it. So we need to live with it. Don't be afraid of it. Learn it. It's not that hard. I presented with the Canva program. You know how I learned it? I learned it from my first year students. One morning, I walked to my office and I met some students. I asked them, what are you doing this morning? They said, I will learn about infographic. I said, which program you use? They said, Canva. I said, oh, I never know about that program before. Let's come to my office. And then they taught me. And I learned Canva that I think is interesting program for presentation. And there are many things that you can make it interesting. But another thing I like to remind all of us that even technology are advanced, you use high tech to improve the quality of nursing care, to improve the quality of the education, but don't forget about high touch. That's still very important for nursing and for looking after the students.
So thank you very much. Bapak Ibu, once again give a very big applause to our speakers. Bapak Ibu hadirin sekalian, because we are very limited in time, Bapak Ibu atas nama moderator dan sekretaris mengucapkan terima kasih atas perhatian Bapak Ibu. Concluding statement dari kami semua adalah please continue to invest in education, in technology, in leadership, and don't forget whatever the investment is, jangan lupa caring Bapak Ibu, semuanya harus tetap dijalankan. Terima kasih sekali lagi Burung Irian, Burung Cendrawasih. Sekian dan terima kasih. So thank you very much Dr. Karmorat and Professor Lau. Master Ceremony, please continue the agenda.
Thank you very much, Dr. Putu, for the seminar, very inspiring seminar, and we are all, I think, so proud of all of the speakers, and we value very creative educator, nursing educator. And as Prof. Liao mentioned that she is impressed with our students, that our students is also very creative with a heartwarming performance.
Seminar dan diskusi yang sangat luar biasa. Sekali lagi beri tepuk tangan untuk para narasumber kita. Terima kasih kepada Bapak IGD Putu Dharma yang telah memoderatori seminar kita kali ini. Selanjutnya adalah penyerahan sertifikat dan plakat oleh Sekretaris Jenderal AIPNI kepada Bapak Dr. Mudzakir. Dipersilahkan.
Certificate and souvenir for the distinguished speakers and the moderator. To the Secretary General of INEC, please come to the stage.
Ya, selanjutnya adalah sesi foto bersama. Silahkan moderator, narasumber untuk foto
Prof.
bersama.
Liao, please come to the stage for taking picture together with our leaders and all of the speakers.
Ya, sekali lagi beri tepuk tangan untuk narasumber dan moderator kita pada sore hari ini. Ya, sambil menunggu untuk acara selanjutnya, silahkan untuk para peserta RTA 2023 untuk bisa mengambil minuman sendiri-sendiri, bisa di sisi kiri atau di sisi kanan. Menginjak untuk acara selanjutnya, kepada Bapak Ibu dan hadirin sekalian, acara selanjutnya adalah diskusi peluang kerjasama dengan PPRI Thailand dan Institusi Keperawatan Filipina yang akan dipimpin oleh Ibu Fitri Arofiati, Eskepnesman, PhD. Kepada Ibu Fitri, dipersilahkan.
Ladies and gentlemen, next is a discussion for potential collaboration between the Association of Indonesian Nursing Education Center with Prabowo Marachanok Institute, Thailand. And the discussion will be led by Dr. Fitri Arofiati. Dr. Fitri Arofiati is a Director of Cooperation and International Affairs, University of Muhammadiyah, Yogyakarta, and she is also the head of collaboration division, international collaboration division of the INEC. To Dr. Fitri Arofiati, time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Masih semangat Bapak Ibu? Sebelum ke Prambanan ya, kita diskusi dulu terkait dengan kerjasama. Bapak Ibu, kita ini nanti akan mendengarkan hasil evaluasi kegiatan kerjasama yang sudah dilakukan bersama Prabowo Marachanok Institute. Jadi melanjutkan dari program Pak Putu, ya, bahwa kerjasama-kerjasama yang sudah ditandatangani maka wajib untuk bisa diimplementasikan sebagai bagian dari pengisian DKPS ya. Kalau diakreditasi kan ada DKPS, kita ngisi itu. Nah, Bapak Ibu yang kami hormati, mungkin diawali kami akan menyampaikan sedikit bahwa dari 37 institusi pendidikan keperawatan yang sejak 2019 itu sudah menandatangani MOU dengan Prabowo Marachanok Institute. Dari Prabowo Marachanok ada 30 institusi, dari kita ada 37. Apa artinya? Artinya bahwa akan ada institusi kita yang punya 2 kerjasama dengan institusi yang ada di Thailand. Nah, dari hasil evaluasi tadi pagi dari kami Divisi Kerjasama sudah melakukan diskusi dengan Prabowo Marachanok. Itu ternyata 30 institusi itu tidak semuanya aktif. Jadi terdata ada 16 institusi yang tidak melakukan kegiatan dengan sekian banyak alasan. Alasan utama yang paling banyak adalah terkait dengan COVID.
ini menjadi PR kita sebelum nanti kami akan memanggil dari Pak Boro Maracanok. Nah, sebelumnya seperti yang tadi Pak Putu juga, kami mungkin akan memanggil juga pendamping kami dari panitia lokal, Pak Sahrul Ramdhani, ada? Tidak ada? Oke, ya. Berarti saya sendiri ya Mas ya? Oh baiklah, kalau Pak Putu tadi ada pendampingnya, kenapa saya sendiri ya? Ya sudah, enggak apa-apa wes. Baik, PR kita dengan Thailand ini lumayan besar, kenapa? Karena MOU itu akan berakhir di tahun depan, 2024. Maka masih ada waktu 1 tahun. Ya, nanti list dari 16 institut itu tentu akan kami tagih begitu ya. Apakah masih akan tetap menggunakan MOU ini sebagai salah satu kegiatan internasional atau mungkin akan kita minta institusi yang lain mengisi. Kenapa? Karena Bapak Ibu begitu ada di surat RTA, pelaksanaan RTA di Jogja itu disampaikan bahwa akan ada MOU dengan Thailand, dengan Filipina misalnya seperti itu, langsung yang japri itu banyak begitu. Artinya apa? Animo untuk bisa memiliki kegiatan internasional itu sangat terbuka lebar. Ya, itu yang dengan Thailand. Nanti kami akan minta dari pihak Thailand untuk bisa menyampaikan secara langsung. Kemudian yang kedua Bapak Ibu, alhamdulillah ada satu MOU baru yang nanti ini akan membuka kesempatan Bapak Ibu juga untuk menggunakannya sebagai bagian dari aktivitas internasional, yaitu dengan Association of University of Asia and the Pacific. Jadi AUAP ini kita sudah tanda tangan MOU sehingga nanti Bapak Ibu bisa melihat di websitenya. Permasalahannya ini Pak Sekretaris Umum, Pak Sekum, ya, website kita itu ternyata masih bahasa Indonesia. Jadi ketika kami harus harus memasukkan link website itu, waduh, iya ya, ketika dibuka maka orang sana pasti tidak akan paham dengan bahasa Indonesia. Gitu. Jadi ini PR juga nggih, Pak Mudakir, INEC kan sudah internasional begitu. Itu AUAP. Kemudian yang selanjutnya yang Filipina tadi sempat disinggung adalah kita mencoba menjajaki kerjasama dengan Association of Deans of Philippine College of Nursing. Jadi ini hampir sama dengan PBRI, tetapi jumlah institusi pendidikan keperawatannya hampir sama dengan punya kita. Mereka punya 390 institusi. Dan ini akan dibawa ke national meeting mereka pada tanggal 14 Oktober. Tapi sinyalnya insya Allah positif, jadi kita nanti akan bisa menggunakan MOU ini menjadi bagian dari kerjasama internasional kita. Kalau dipairkan satu-satu, nanti masing-masing institusi bisa punya satu-satu MOU dengan Filipina, itu harapannya. Baik, dengan tidak menambah waktu lagi, informasi itu sebagai awalan dan we would like to invite Assistant Professor Dr. Kamorat, please to come to the stage with me, and also Dr. Tani, you have the data, right? Assistant Professor Dr. Kamorat will give a message about the further collaboration between INEC and also PBRI. And Dr. Tani will share about the activity and the summary. Okay, thank you. Okay. Baik Bapak Ibu, kita akan dengarkan ya dari Dean of Paboromara Chanok Institute, Assistant Professor Dr. Kamora Turner. Time is yours.
Thank you. Once again, selamat sore, ladies, gentlemen, distinguished guests, and especially the President of INEC, Dr. Agus. Yes, this morning we had a discussion earlier about the collaboration and the MOA, the current one, and the one in the future. And we have revealed what happening during the past year and what we like to do in the next MOA. Before I inform you about what the results of the discussion, I would like Dr. Thani, the Director of Boromrashonari College of Nursing, Payao. He is the head of the international affair for our faculty, and he is responsible for formulation of the MOA and help me correct the information, analyze, and then we see what we need to move next. And after his presentation, I'll let you know what the results of the discussion this morning.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Assistant Professor Dr. Kamora Turner, Dean of Faculty of Nursing, Paboromara Institute. Thank you so much to invite me to present the summary of the MOA activity in the 4 years, in the 4 year past, right? And I would like to summarize the activity, and I would like to recall the objective of the MOA between PBRI and INEC, right? Okay. We have signing ceremony for the MOA on 13th November 2019 in Thailand at the Miracle Hotel Bangkok, right? And 4 years ago, we have activity with institute between PBRI and the member of INEC. This is the activity on that day as the signing ceremony. And Hardy, Dr. Hardy will be the chairman of the INEC to be the representative of the signing ceremony on that day. And this is the activity and happy time and happy picture. Maybe some of you in our picture in this slides is like a university from West Java, something like that. Okay, I can't remember all of you because it's quite a huge institution under the INEC. I know maybe more than 300 institutions, right, under the INEC. And next one, this is the objective for the MOA between PBRI and INEC. The objectives are to develop academic and educational collaborations to promote a joint relationship between PBRI and the INEC, right, on the basis of exchange teaching staff and researchers, right, exchange students and exchange academic information and publication, and conducting reciprocal lecture and seminar, cooperating in research and publication of its results, and identifying also mutually agreed opportunity for collaboration. And these are some activities that we done together. It's like for the research collaborations, academic collaboration on meeting and international conference or webinar, right? Student and lecturer exchange, virtual student exchange, short video congratulation. It's like for your graduate ceremony, right? We have some short clip video to congratulate for your student, right? Okay, cultural exchange and online meeting. Many times in the COVID-19 pandemic, we have organized online meeting between PBRI and the INEC, right? And academic teaching online. And sometimes we invite academic teachers from your institute to be our teachers for our nursing student, right? And next is for keynote speaker. It's like next international conference in the 1st to the 2nd of November 2023. We invite Dr. Putu be a keynote speaker, and the INEC was invited Dr. Kamulat Turner to be a keynote speaker at the Indonesia, right? Maybe three times, more than 3 times, right? And next one is for research publication. It's like my university. I have publication with Harapan Bangsa University for 2 publications like this. And the last one is for visiting professor, right? Or visiting scholar. And this slide, I would like to show you active and inactive activity between PBRI and INEC. I summarize from the activity that my colleagues present to me. Now, 18 institutes, there is no activity with PBRI, and I have sent detail of active or inactive institute to 50. You can check for your status. Maybe sometimes it's my mistake to clarify mistake with your institute. You can check your institute. You got activity with us or no or not, something like this. And for the future, we would like to make decisions for to renew the MOA with institutes who have activity with us. And some institutes no activity with us for 4 years. After we finish signing ceremony, we cannot connect to you. Okay, maybe in internet connection is not working, or maybe you is located so far away from city center like this. We can't connect to you, and please check your status with Freety, right? Okay, and for the next session, I would like to present you for the renewal MOA or renew signing ceremony. We plan to do the ceremony in Bangkok with international conference between September to November. And this time we would like to consult or to make decision with the chairman of the INEC first, which month is suitable for you, and you can come to Thailand for the signing ceremony. Or maybe if you prefer to invite us to organize the signing ceremony in Indonesia, we are willing to go with you. Okay. The MOU starts. Sorry, we cannot go back for the slide. Okay. The MOU starts from 13 November 2019, and the end of the MOA is 12 November 2024. Okay, and next session will be clarified or will be make decision between the INEC and PBRI, right? And this is very important persons for PBRI who will be your consultant. You can talk to my dean, Assistant Professor Dr. Kamurat Turner, and she will give you some suggestion, or she will give you how to up your status, or how to do the quality of the MOA between PBRI and your institution. And if you have any query, or if you have a problem, to suggest me or to ask me a question or any query, you can contact me for the many choices of the communication is like by email thani@bcnspy.ac.th or by Line Thani Komchai or by Facebook Tony Edinburgh. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Tony. Like that, the information that we discussed this morning and what we would like to happen after we sign the MOA. And this morning we discussed about some of the MOA between the institutions didn't have any activities, and we plan for the next MOA that we will rearrange the name list of the institutions in Indonesia for the next MOA. Like for us, you know that we have 30 nursing colleges under our faculty, and all of our nursing colleges are ready to have collaborative activities with the students or the staff in your institutions in Indonesia. To make it happen with close monitoring, we decide that we will accept the nursing education institutions under the INEC members. So we will have INEC persons to help us to monitor and then help us communicate and collaborate with both sides. And that way, I think our MOA will be more likely to be active and will be more benefit from both sides. And another issue is that there are larger number of the institutions here than in Thailand, right? The member of INEX who would like to sign agreement, probably more than 30. So we will ask INEX secretariat to help us group the institutions. So to see the institutions in the same region or same area to sign agreement with one of the college, and the current MOA that already active and they're happy, we still remain the same partner. But for the new members and the new institutions who would like to sign the MOA, I will ask our next secretariat to help us design on this, because we need to assess the potential of the institutions for the collaborative activities, because we don't like to just have the paper and then nothing happen. We really like to have the MOA that to help both institutions to learn from each other, to create things together. And that's what we agreed this morning. So I don't know if the floor have any suggestions or have a better idea for our next MOA. And for the venue of signing ceremony, we can either plan it in Indonesia or in Thailand. And if some of you would like to visit Thailand or visit some of our colleges before the next signing ceremony, we can do that by inviting you to our international conference, which will be held in 1st and 2nd of November. Yes. That's what we discussed this morning.
Okay, thank you so much. Ya, Bapak Ibu, jadi dari MOU yang sudah ditandatangani, tadi kami memang sempat untuk bergen ya. Mereka sempat menyampaikan bahwa sudahlah yang tidak aktif diterminasi saja karena itu berarti hanya dokumen saja dan mereka tidak butuh dokumen gitu. Yang dibutuhkan adalah setelah tanda tangan maka harus ada implementasi. Tapi kami masih bergen sehingga mengupayakan bahwa masih ada waktu 1 tahun untuk bisa mengimplementasikan untuk institusi yang kemarin memang masih belum bisa aktif. Nah, diberikan kesempatan untuk 1 tahun ke depan. Di proses pelaksanaan atau di rentang waktu 1 tahun itu dimungkinkan Bapak Ibu untuk institusi yang lain barangkali nanti akan masuk ya bergabung di situ. Monggo nanti bisa menghubungi kami ya untuk kami bisa lakukan listing sehingga itu akan bisa menjadi satu prioritas untuk tahun yang akan datang pada saat penandatanganan MOA yang baru itu betul-betul bisa masuk. Skema yang tadi sudah kita sepakati adalah satu institusi dari Thailand ya dari Pak Boromara Chanok Institute itu nanti akan membawa 3 institusi dari kita. Sehingga kalau misalnya di sana ada 30 institusi, maka kita bisa siapkan 90 institusi untuk bisa bergabung di dalam kolaborasi ini. Maka ini akan menjadi sesuatu yang sangat besar imbasnya untuk akademik international activities-nya. Itu yang kita harapkan. Tapi sekali lagi komitmen di awal adalah we don't only accept the document, but what we want to do is on how to implement. Jadi nanti akan ada monitoring dan evaluasi yang kita lakukan bersama-sama. Begitu ya Bapak Ibu, monggo disilahkan nanti sesegera mungkin kalau memang berkenan. Kemarin sudah ada yang japri, jadi peluang itu akan kita berikan kepada Bapak Ibu yang sudah mengajukan, insya Allah. Additionally, we can do the activity first and then next year we can sign the MOA for the new institution. Ya, jadi itu yang akan kita lakukan. Dan alhamdulillah tadi juga disampaikan bahwa PBRI tidak akan menerima MOU atau MOA yang dari institusi bukan anggota AIPNI. Karena apa? Karena nanti dokumennya jadi banyak banget kalau satu-satu. Begitu. Jadi kalau memang mau bekerja sama, tadi ada di list itu we have 14 institution who asking to have MOU, right? But 2 of them they don't have, they do not the member of INEC, so it cannot. Ya, mereka harus menjadi anggota AIPNI dulu untuk bisa bekerja sama dengan Pak Boromara Chanok Institute. Begitu Bapak Ibu, saya kira mungkin itu yang bisa kami sampaikan pada kesempatan sore hari ini. Insya Allah besok kita akan lanjutkan untuk diskusi di sidang kerjasama, di bagian kerjasama lebih intensif lagi. We don't have a question answer for this time, so we will have a discussion with you, whether online or maybe by email. Okay, thank you very much. Dan saya akhiri. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Oh ya, they have a token appreciation untuk how many percent? 7%? Untuk 7 orang. Oh ya, sudah kita serahkan ke MC ya. Terima kasih.
Sekali lagi beri tepuk tangan untuk PBRI Thailand. Selanjutnya adalah penyerahan bingkisan dari Boromara Chanok Institute kepada AIPNI. Kepada yang terhormat Ketua AIPNI Dr. Agus Setiawan, Wakil Ketua 2 Dr. I Gede Putu Dharma, Sekretaris Jenderal AIPNI Dr. Munsakir, dan Ketua Panitia Ibu Surantini Eskapnas M. SP Kepkom dan Bapak Kudasi Aulawi.
Ladies and gentlemen, a special gift from Prabowo Marachanok Institute to the leaders of INEC. First, to the President of INEC, Dr. Agus Setiawan, Secretary General, Dr. Mundakir, the second Vice President, Dr. Putu, and the Chairman of the annual member meeting, INEC, Dr. Suratini and Dr. Kudasi Aulawi, please come to the stage.
Selanjutnya adalah Wakil Ketua 1, Dr. I. Gede Putu Dharma. Selanjutnya, Sekretaris Jenderal AIPNI, Dr. Munzakir. Selanjutnya, Pak Kudasi Aulawi. Selanjutnya, Ibu Surantini Eskepnes SP Kepkom. Selanjutnya adalah sesi foto bersama. Ya, sesi foto bersama. Sekali lagi beri tepuk tangan untuk PBRI Thailand.
Okay. Thank you very much to Prabowo Marachanok Institute. Hopefully this will be a very long-lasting collaboration and sustainable collaboration between PBRI and the Association of Indonesian Nursing Education Center.
Bapak Ibu peserta RTA yang kami hormati, untuk acara selanjutnya adalah pertunjukan Ramayana Balet Prambanan. Untuk proses keberangkatan akan dimulai dari pukul 17.30 sampai dengan 18.00 waktu Indonesia Barat. Silahkan Bapak Ibu menunggu di ruang lobi. Jika ada bis, silahkan masuk terlebih dahulu. Kemudian kalau penuh, silahkan ke bis berikutnya dan seterusnya.
Baik, Bapak Ibu dan hadirin sekalian peserta rapat tahunan anggota AIPNI 2023, kami ucapkan selamat menikmati pertunjukan Ramayana Ballet di Candi Prambanan. Sampai jumpa esok pagi di ruangan ini pukul 8. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sore.
Selamat sore semuanya.